Agrawal sir, can you hear us? Agrawal sir? Yes, say something sir.
Good morning, sir.
आप लोग म्यूट है क्या?
नहीं म्यूट नहीं है सर, आप कुछ बोलिए सर.
Hello, good morning, sir. Hello.
Hello. Sir,
Good morning.
can we send a message?
Yeah, they are saying good morning. Sir, good morning, sir.
Good morning all. Good morning.
Yeah, audible.
Good morning, sir.
ठीक है म्हणून क्लियर दिसेल. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, let us now start.
Hello, Madhura.
Ma'am, we are starting at 10 a.m. 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Accordingly, we have live YouTube. That's why. 3
Right,
minutes,
right.
please.
समोर होत्या. हा बरं त्या नाही दिसत नाही बरोबर.
Umekat sir, can you hear me?
Yes, madam.
Okay. Sir, can we start?
Just 2 minutes, madam.
Wait a minute.
Okay,
wait
okay.
2 minutes. Yeah.
Ah.
It is yet to 10, madam.
Good morning, sir. Hello.
Hello. Madhura madam,
Yes, sir.
you can start now.
Okay, okay.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Srimati Kishoritai Bhoyar College of Pharmacy, I, Rashmi Trivedi, welcome you all to this unique leadership talk organized by the Institute Innovation Council and Training and Placement Cell of the college in association with PHARMA HR Society. Before we begin, let us seek blessings of Ma Saraswati, Goddess of Knowledge.
ब्रह्माच्युत शंकर प्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेष जाड्या
May Ma Saraswati take us to the path of righteousness and wisdom. We all are attending this webinar from distant places as social distancing is now mandatory. And we would like to take you to a virtual round of our institute through a short college video, which we will be playing at the end because it will take some time. ये माना कि अभी सुबह है, पर ये हमारी खुशनसीबी है कि आज कुछ बेजोड़ और बुलंद सितारे हमारे साथ हैं. To welcome today's bright star and all dear participants, I request Dr. Milind Umekar, Principal of Srimati Kishoritai Bhoyar College of Pharmacy, to say a few words.
Hello. Am I audible, Madhura?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good morning to all of you. Respected guests, all the participants, my teaching faculty, and all my dear students. First of all, I am very much thankful to Purushottamji Agrawal, Sri Sudhir Deshpande sir, Sri Pradeep Gadre sir, Sri Kanoji Mohite sir, Satish Rajkondar sir, and respected Saraf sir for accepting our invitation and visit our institute virtually. We planned this program in last session, but due to this COVID pandemic, it was not possible to organize this program physically. But yet we are here virtually. And today it's a good opportunity for all the students to interact with all the stalwart, pharma stalwart, including industry owner to industry top management people, FDA people, and the academician, Dr. Saraf sir. Sir, I would like to brief in short about institute. This institute was established in 97-98 with the intake of only 20 seats. And here I would like to mention that the first inspection was done by Dr. M.N. Saraf sir. He visited this institute. That time, this institute was in only 400 square feet area. And now the total area is around 2 lakh square feet area. We started with 6 people. And now we are around 100 teaching, non-teaching faculty. Institute is accredited by National Board of Accreditation as well as NAC with A grade with a score of 3.19 CGPA. And we are among top 50 pharmacy colleges from last 5 years. We are among the platinum category from last 5 years in under AICTE CII survey. And till date, we have received around 3 crore research grants for the various research projects from the DST, AICTE, and I feel proud to inform you that it is the only institute in Vidarbha and Marathwada having NAC, NBA, and NRF. All 3 stars we have. This is the only institute among all private and government institutes. We always tried for the betterment of the students and for the quality education. We are known for the discipline. Still, we are maintaining the discipline just like during our time. Still, we are trying to give the quality education to the students. So, without giving brief introduction, I welcome you all on this virtual platform of Pharmacy Parivar Kamptee. आप सभी का मैं मन तहे दिल से शुक्रगुजार हूँ और आप जैसे सीनियर लोगों के साथ में आज ये वर्चुअल प्लेटफॉर्म अटेंड करने के लिए मिल रहा है उसके लिए मैं आपका बहुत आभारी हूँ. Here I would like to mention that we got the first collaboration with industry with Sanofi due to Dr. Rajkondar sir. शायद सर को याद नहीं होगा लेकिन चोपड़े सर ने उस वक्त थोड़ा एक स्टेप आगे लेके ये collaboration हुआ था. That time sir was in Sanofi and first inspection was done by M.N. Saraf. So all these stalwarts are with us now. Here I would like to mention that Dr. Chopde, Dr. Joshi, Dr. Arun Patil, Dr. Gulabra Bhoyar, Dr. R.P. Kale, and Dr. Durupkar. These all senior faculty are working with our institute, SKB College of Pharmacy, and it's a proud for us. And once again, I welcome you all on this virtual platform with the interactive session for the interactive session with the students. Because in first year and during graduation, every student want to become an industrialist or want to become a drug inspector or drug commissioner or want to become a good researcher, but they are not aware about the hard work behind that. So here we are here to explain them and give a chance to interact with all these pharma stalwarts. So once again, thank you very much, sir, and welcome to the SKB Parivar Kamptee. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, sir. In our college days and even during our career, our mind is full of numerous questions like what should I do? What after B Pharm or M Pharm? Which department is best for my development? How to start our own startup, whether to join academics or industry? What are the essentials of becoming successful? And so many other questions occupy our brain space. We at Srimati Kishoritai Bhoyar College of Pharmacy have been conducting several lectures, sessions, seminars, and conferences from experts, both from industry and academics, to resolve the queries of students. We had also organized Pharma HR summits in past for the students, where students got an opportunity to interact with the Pharma HR professionals. But today's webinar is a unique one. In fact, I must call it is a mega event, a significant one, as we have invited stalwarts from pharma industry, FDA, as well as academics to answer all your queries and directly interact with you all. For this leadership talk, we have with us Shri Purushottamji Agrawal, founder Ajanta Pharma Limited, Shri S.W. Deshpande, former Joint Commissioner FDA Maharashtra State, Shri Satish Raj Kundawar, freelance pharma consultant and senior director Aventis Pharma Limited, Shri Pradeep Gadre, managing director Cytech Specialties and Cytech Healthcare Private Limited, Shri Kanoji Mohite, renowned pharma consultant, and Professor M.N. Saraf, Dean, Humaira Khan College of Pharmacy, Mumbai. With all their remarkable work, commitment, achievements, and contributions in the field of pharmaceuticals, our guests have become synonym of success. This invited stalwarts have proven that good vision and leadership can make wonders and can build wonderful oases in the desert. As we had said earlier, all your queries and issues which we had been carrying in all our minds and heads will be cleared by today. We had invited questions from the participants and selected ones will be answered during this webinars. So I won't speak much. Let's listen to our living legends and get enlightened. To introduce our first successful leader, entrepreneur, and extremely humble and helpful being, Shri Purushottamji Agrawal, I request Mrs. Kamla Chandak, Associate Professor, Srimati Kishoritai, Bhoyar College of Pharmacy.
Thank you, Rashmi. Good morning and a very warm welcome to all present here. It's my pride privilege to introduce Shri Purushottam Bhagwandas Agrawal sir, a visionary, a well-known entrepreneur, a philanthropist, and above all, an ardent social reformer to the core. Sir did his graduation from Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences, RTM Nagpur University in the year 1972. And just after 1 year of completion of his graduation, Sir founded Ajanta Pharma in 1973. Today, Ajanta Pharma is one of the highly successful pharmaceutical companies in India, with operation spread over 30 countries, including US and Europe. The company has employee strength of more than 6,500 across the globe. Currently, Sir is founder and chairman of Samta Group, and he is also principal trustee of Samta Foundation, the philanthropic wing of the entire group. The group has different business verticals such as biotech, mining, IT, finance, and solar energies. Samta Foundation provides healthcare and educational services to underprivileged tribal and rural communities living in the deep interior of our country. In addition, Samta Foundation works on prisoners' transformation at all 46 prisons in the states of Maharashtra. As on today, Foundation has completed around 4,55,000 free cataract surgeries, more than 25,000 family planning surgeries, more than 61,000 mother and children are benefited from malnutrition program, and more than 66,000 students have taken advantage of various skill-based educational programs such as basic and advanced computer course of IIT, robotic engineering, dress designing, tailoring, music and singing. Here I wish to mention that I have witnessed many of these activities during visit organized by Samta Group to Central Jail of Nasik, then Palghar, Mumbai, Kurkheda village of Gadchiroli district. A tremendous work is being carried out for upliftment of underprivileged people. Hats off to Sir and his wonderful dedicated team. His simplicity, down-to-earth behavior, and a highly ethical sense of conducting his business, coupled with immense societal concern, particularly for the underprivileged section of the society, has made him popular not only in the industry but also among poor section of the society. His exemplary achievements in building an exceedingly successful empire within India and outside India have brought him many laurels. He was accordingly honored with a total of 32 awards, which consist of 6 state awards, 14 national awards, and 1 international award. Some of the prestigious recognition are PHARMA Excellence Award by PharmaExcel, Government of India, Best Export Performance Award by Directorate of Industries, Government of Maharashtra, Gold Trophy for Quality Excellence from Indian Drug Manufacturers Association, Champions of Change Social Activist Maharashtra Award by Honorable Shri Venkaiah Naidu, Vice President of India, and few more feathers to his cap. Recently, recently NS Road number 9 in JVPD Mumbai was named as Samta Purushottam Agarwal Road by BMC. And yesterday, Samta Foundation team was felicitated as COVID warriors by His Excellency, Honorable Governor of Maharashtra, Shri Bhagat Singh Koshari at the Governor's House, Mumbai. So the heartiest congratulations to Sir and his dedicated team. And his life's achievement is a pure motivation to people across the world and an inspiring role model to many within and outside India to emulate. So now I invite Agrawal sir to motivate and guide us with his words of wisdom. Thank you, sir. Over to you, sir.
Good morning. Thank you, Dr. Milind and Kamlaji, for giving me and my friends opportunity to interact with the students of your college. Actually, I was pursuing Kamlaji about a year back. She told me that you will be called here in the college and we'll have the interaction. And then for 1 year, there was no response. So I was pursuing her that let us have the interaction with the students. Finally, thank you so much. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Let me begin with the latest world pandemic, COVID. Particularly for the students, I am talking about this as the opportunity. How the COVID has been, it has been a disaster for the world. And even today, we are not yet completely out of it. A lot of vaccinations is happening, so it will take its own time. But how it has now brought the opportunity to pharmaceutical industry or a pharmacist in particular is like our dependency on China has been pointed out by the government, particularly in this pandemic, and government is taking tremendous initiative to mobilize, to initiate all those manufacturings in the country. So whatever till now, as per if I'm right, 85% of the bulk drugs, APIs, are being imported from China and other countries, predominantly China. That opportunity is now coming back home. We have the expertise. We have the best of best skills in pharmacy here. But because of the scale of operation and some incentives being given by China, it was there. Now that is come back to the country. And quite a few companies have already been incentivized to start those bulk drugs. Ultimately, the moment it comes, the formulation industry becomes very strong. Entire pharmacy profession becomes very strong. Everyone has the opportunity, which about a year back, we were just questioning that, aware that some time back, that the pharmacy colleges are no more colleges given or so. But now we feel when we deliberate in-house that there's a big opportunities come in all the segments, let it be FDA, pharmaceutical, manufacturing, the academia, or anywhere, all fields of pharmaceutical. So you are at the absolutely right time and right moment to take off your career in the pharmaceuticals, any of the facilities of it, any of the segments you want to enter into, and right time. So do your best, go for it, and achieve it. And it's going to remain there for decades. because India is going to be the hub for pharmaceuticals. Now it will become the best in the world also, including APIs. Here, the normal at your when I was there at your place as a student there, we used to see the dreams. Even now we see the dreams. I just remember one quote by our president of our country, APJ Abdul Kalam, regarding the dreams. That dreams are not those which are seen while you are sleeping, but dreams are those which do not let you sleep. Just remember, at this stage when we see, at this age when we see being a student, being a graduate, postgraduate, researcher, that the dreams मैंने रात को देखा और सवेरे फिर बहुत अच्छा लगा, is no. The real fact is the dreams which you see are to be realized, and your thoughts has to be resulted into the action. That is what ultimately I feel is essential. I'll not take much of your time. We'll have more of the interactions to make, to answer your questions, or to just to see that how we can best deliberate and give you some of our experiences as it comes to. My thanks to once again Dr. Umekar and Kamlaji for inviting us, and all the best to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Rashmi Madam.
Yes.
Madam.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Here I once again would like to welcome Sri Anwar Daud ji, Managing Director of Gym Laboratory. He also joined this talk. Again, now we have our total 6 stalwarts, and including all these 5 panelists, and also Anwar Bhai. So welcome Anwar Bhai on virtual platform of Pharmacy Parivar Kamptee.
Yes,
Thank you
welcome,
very much
sir.
for inviting me into this great talk, because you rarely hear. I cannot tell you how lucky all of you are. You rarely actually hear the stalwarts like Purushottam ji and Mr. Deshpande and Rajkumar ji actually on one platform and speaking. They really don't like to speak. So great occasion for me to listen to all of you, sir. And
Thank you,
learn
sir.
from
Thank you. Thank you, Anwar Bhai.
This is a panel of extremely humble people, and I don't know how you got them on one stage. I don't know. But all those students, please cherish this moment and ask whatever you want.
Thank you.
Thank you, Daud sir, and welcome to this panel discussion. And we are really now more confirmed that yes, we are fortunate enough, and you have again added to our fortune. Thank you so much, sir, and welcome. Thank you, Agrawal sir, for showing us the light in these gloomy days of pandemic and inspiring us to see dreams. So we would like to hear more from you when you will be a part of discussion. Now, to introduce our next stalwart, regulatory expert Sri S.W. Deshpande, I request Dr. Dinesh Biani, Professor Srimati Kishoritai, Bhoyar College of Pharmacy. Over to you, Biani sir.
Yeah, thank you, madam. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let me introduce one of the Arjuns from the Dronacharya's class, that is Dorle sir's class, Dr. Sri S.W. Deshpande sir. So he's a graduate in pharmacy from our department and also a law graduate. He has a multifarious personality with marked expertise for the law, intelligence, and training. He has retired from FDA Maharashtra as Joint Commissioner after a long and outstanding service of 33 years. He was instrumental in the formation of DIVA, Drug Inspectors Welfare Association, as a founder president, and was the president of DIVA for 12 long years. He is the founder general secretary of AIDCOC, All India Drug Control Officers Confederation, and was elected as the president in 2004 after serving AIDCOC as a secretary general from 1995. So at present, he is Honorable Director General AIDCOC. Now his contribution to this profession, pharmacy profession, has been recognized by AIDCOC, conferring him the Lifetime Achievement Award during 58th IPC at Mumbai by SIPARA, Central India Pharmacy Promotion and Research Association at Nagpur by presenting Pharma Excellence Award 2005, and by IPGA, Indian Pharmacy Graduates Association, by conferring prestigious K.C. Chatterjee Memorial Award in 2005 at 57th IPC, Hyderabad. And in recognition of his service to profession at drug control offices in India, he was elected to the prestigious post of president of the most important conference in India, that is Indian Pharmaceutical Congress Association, and he presided over 61st Indian Pharmaceutical Congress 2009 at Ahmedabad. He has authored 3 books, like a booklet on the case laws on Drug and Cosmetics Act 1940, a commentary on DMR, Drugs and Magic Remedies Act 1954, and an exhaustive commentary on Drugs and Cosmetics Act 1940. He has also contributed in drafting the elaborate amendment proposal to Drugs and Magic Remedies 1954. So he is a gifted teacher, communicator, a trainer, a fact recognized by the national and international organizations by inviting him as faculty for various seminars and workshops. He loves teaching, and he regularly shares his thoughts with the students of pharmacy, drug control officers, professionals in industry, community pharmacy, and consumer organizations. Right now, after his retirement, he has set up PharmaLex, offering legal consultation on drug legislations, and is a legal advisor to the IDMA, Indian Drug Manufacturers Association, Ayurvedic Drug Manufacturers Association, and many leading companies, national and international, like Sanofi, Hindustan Unilever, Vico Laboratories at Nagpur, Vocard, RPG Life Sciences. So all the participants, we are lucky to have a combo from regulatory expertise. So sir, welcome you from on the behalf of the college, and I request you to enlighten us with your words. Sir, please, over to you.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks to organizers and for such a nice introduction, nice words. It's really a matter of great pride and privilege for me to share my thoughts with the students of Nagpur, from where I graduated in College of Pharmacy. I must have talked to students from different colleges across the country perhaps, but this is the first time I'm sharing my thoughts with students from Nagpur. So thanks to organizer once again, and Dr. Omekar, Dr. Kamla Chandrakji, and everybody. What do I say? But what Purushottamji has said, that there are tremendous opportunities opened up in the field of pharmacy, I would say carries it still further and say that if one wants to avail those opportunities and exploit those opportunities which are available, we need to first find out what we want, or rather we should find out what we do not want to do. That's the first, so that the filters are already applied. So what you do not want to do or what you do not like, you will not waste your energy on that. To quote my own example, when I was in college, I came to know in first year or second year or third year that I am not good at practical. So I said I will not go to industry. So that track is released, left aside. I liked pharmaceutical jurisprudence as it is known now. The forensic pharmacy when we were in college, and even today I am sure that forensic pharmacy or pharmaceutical jurisprudence is the optional subject for most of the students. But let me tell you, it will not be any more optional once you enter into the pharmaceutical field, be it community pharmacy, be it industry, be it regulatory, and anywhere you go, you need to understand the nitty-gritty of the regulations in this country, and if you are into export, the nitty-gritty of the regulations in international market. That's one. The second is you must decide what's the niche area in which you want to enter. Everywhere wherever you go, if you are also RAN category, then you will one of the 100 and one of the 1000. But you need to develop expertise in a specified selected field. If you enter regulation, you could be expert in blood bank. If you enter industry, you could be expert in tableting. Somebody could be expert in injectable. Somebody could be expert in vaccines, like our example of Dr. Jadhav, who is a student of our own Nagpur Pharmacy College, is a worldwide well-known figure as a vaccine expert. So one has to decide this. Then the second thing which we should understand, that we come from villages. Vidarbha is in the eyes of Mumbai, Pune is considered as backward. That's not the case. We are equal in qualities as compared to anybody in India. So when I entered Mumbai as a drugs inspector, even a clerk in our department used to consider her or him superior to a person coming from Nagpur. So remove that complex. We are much better than anybody. Only thing is, we need to develop our self-confidence, develop our vocabulary, develop our communication skills, so on and so forth. First thing is, of course, develop self-confidence. Forget that complex that we are coming from villages or Nagpur or Amravati or whatever. That's one. If you look at the successful people, you will find all of them have come hard way. There are no freebies available, and there are no shortcuts to success. Lastly, I would say that no syllabus could be perfect. In the sense, it cannot provide you everything. So you need to remember what I remembered in my life was, I was very much influenced by the quote of Samuel Johnson. He said, knowledge is what? Knowledge is either you know the subject or you know where the information is available. And fortunately for you today, it's an information explosion. It's unlike our student days or even our professional days. Getting a judgments, getting a information on technology was an exercise itself. You need to go to library. Today you have Google, you have a number of websites. Follow that, log into that, make it a regular habit, and select one area. Lastly, I will quote the example of Mr. Pradeep Tamane, postgraduate in science, did his PhD, went to England. And what is his specialization? Tablet coating. And he is now the most successful, most sought after industrialist for supply of tablet coating material worldwide. He is second in the world in terms of supply of tablet coating. So he selected a niche area and became successful. So to conclude, find out, decide what you do not want, find out where you can excel, select that, pursue that ruthlessly, and I aim to become number one in any field you select. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Deshpande sir. We are really blessed to have you with us. Thank you for encouraging us to put our energy in the right direction and in the direction of our interest and expertise. Our next leader and pharmaceutical industry expert for today's leadership talk is Sri Satish Rajkundavar. To introduce him, I request Dr. Kamlesh Vader, Professor Srimati Kishoritai, Bhoyar College of Pharmacy. Over to you, Vader sir.
Thank you, Trivedi madam. I am audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, thank you so much. It is indeed my privilege to introduce my super senior from University Department of Pharmaceutical Science, Nagpur University, Dr. Satish Rajkundavar sir. He born on March 3rd, 1949, and having all the qualities of his zodiac sign, Pisces, like determined, motivated, adaptable, and full of self-confidence. Sir did his Master of Pharmacy in 1972 from University Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Nagpur University, Nagpur, and also recipient of JRF, that is Junior Research Fellowship from CSIR for the post-graduation in 1972. Sir did his Diploma in Management from Bombay University in 1980. He is one of the known senior pharma manufacturing professional with tremendous integrity, foresight, and leadership quality. Sir has started his career in 1973 as a trainee production supervisor, pharma packaging department in Sandoz India Limited. From 1974 to 1982, he worked in Pfizer India Limited as a senior production executive. Then he also worked with US Vitamin India Limited, Full for India, Borrow Welcome from 1982 to 1990 in various respective positions. From 1990 onwards to 95, he served as a senior general manager, manufacturing pharma, Russell India Limited, India. And during his tenure, his special contribution was cost reduction, productivity improvement every year to the extent of 12 to 15 years, which were very credible at that time. From 1995 to 1999, he served as a functional head, solid doses from manufacturing operation at Ankleshwar, Bangladesh, Nepal for the Hext Marion Russell Limited. From the year 2000 to 2009, that is more than 9 years, he served as a senior director, external manufacturing Aventis Pharma Limited. And to his tenure, his credit was manufacturing for the first time without the technology support for the global sourcing of lyophilized product, that is pentamidine isothianate, and large volume of called as a LVP injectable formulation for regulated European market. In 2009, he joined Aventis Pharma Limited, that is Sanofi Aventis Group, as a senior director, external manufacturing side. His profile involves searching and guiding for sourcing of various generic formulations from good quality and an appropriate cost manufacture for marketing in tier 2 business activity. From January 2010 onward, he has been working as a freelance technical consultant in pharma field. Raj Kundawar sir has more than 39 years of comprehensive experience in the creation of world-class production facility for the top-ranking multinational as well as the national pharmaceutical company in India. I must say that sir is among the few rare pharmacists who have strong background in handling all aspects of management and business development for various company manufacturing units. It includes providing the guidance for regulatory compliance from Indian as well as the international regulatory authorities. Sir is expertise in understanding technical problem and giving solution to troubleshooting aspect in respect to all type of doses from maybe solid, liquid, or maybe parenteral. During his professional career, he has credited with effective liaison with DCGI, state FDA directors, commissioner, NPP, and various regulatory agencies. He enjoys good reputation with regulatory authorities, industry, and educational institute to seek support and guidance for resolving various technical related issues. Sir is very efficient in managing contract manufacturing activity for local and export sourcing of various formulations. And due to his dedication, hard work, and technically sound background, his expertise is technically what we call as a problem-solving man. So really, we are privileged to have Dr. Satish Rajkundawar sir with us, and I request sir to guide us with his few words. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Vadekar and Dr. Chandak also, and Principal. Thank you very much for inviting me for this occasion. And I wish to say, for the nice introduction, what Vadekar has given about me, it covers up my entire profile. Well, I started with Sandoz and then worked with 7 companies and then finally landed into Hext. Hext then underwent the changes. It became Hext Marion Russell. Then Hext Marion Russell, it was taken over by Sanofi, then Sanofi Aventis, and all those things. I must say that 2 things. One is that what Purushottam Agarwal has said is that API manufacturing is becoming a need of the day. And API, all those students, those who are in chemistry, they should learn about API manufacturing more than anything else. API is now in India. It is now a lot of prohibitions are being experienced, and imports are not allowed, and secondly is that it is economical to manufacture in India in a very large volumes, and many companies like Sudarshan Chemicals, Aarti Drugs, they are focusing on APIs. They have remained focused on APIs. Second thing is that you go for the discipline of biotechnology, that is vaccines and SERAs. They are the important zones of studies and where you can really perform better. And that is the need of the hour. I mean, in fact, what you want is that you are required to know about vaccines and SERA in a much greater extent. And biotechnology is the field which is coming up like anything. And what Sunil Deshpande has said, that remain focused on one particular aspect and enlighten and go hard way, and there is no shortcut for any success. So go into the deep of everything and try to expertise and attain maximum excellence in that particular field. Then only you will be in a position to achieve the success. These are the two things which I wanted to explain. And any other questions, if you have anything about manufacturing. In fact, one of the example I can set is that at Elysium Pharma, Vadodara, we have put up a manufacturing plant for US FDA approval. And both the plants are now approved for tablet manufacturing and granules manufacturing. So these are the two examples which has become approval for that has been obtained in 2020, and old plant was approved in 18. So I was consultant to them. So these are the two examples which I can quote very easily and say. So in conclusion, I can say that these are the fields of experiences what you should learn more and take away. There is something to learn from everything. That is what is minimum required for anybody to succeed in the profession. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for guiding our students and motivating them to grab future and trending opportunities. Although Omekar sir has already thanked you, but as a coordinator of placement cell, I would once again take this opportunity to thank you for our strong connections with Sanofi. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Now, I request Dr. Renuka Das, Assistant Professor Srimati Kishoritai Bhoyar College of Pharmacy, to introduce our next leader and entrepreneur, Shri Pradeep Gadre sir. Over to you, Renuka madam.
Thank you, Rashmi ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, madam.
Okay. A very good morning to all dignitaries and participants. I take this opportunity to introduce to you Mr. Pradeep Gadre, a dynamic pharmaceutical professional with a working experience of over 40 years in various capacities of healthcare industry. He is the managing director of Cytech Specialties and Cytech Healthcare Private Limited. He is the president of Cypex Inc. USA, technical director of Trifarm Kosovo. His career objectives are to build a world-class innovative pharmaceutical, Effergran and Solugran products manufacturing units, and also to mentor and help a minimum of 10 entrepreneurs to build viable and profitable business units. He has done his MPharm in biopharmaceutics from Nagpur University and then went on to do his DMS and DMM from Jamnalal Bajaj Institute, Mumbai, with specialization in international marketing. Apart from this, he has also done several short courses in manufacturing systems and productivity techniques. He has a keen interest in sports and teaching, as well as mentoring the startups. His vast working experience includes working with Roche Products Limited as a management trainee with associate Associated Capsules Group as marketing executive, with Johnson & Johnson as a product manager, with Lupin Limited as marketing manager, and Allergen in USA as a product manager, Afro-Asia and country manager, India. With Ranbaxy Laboratories, he was the business manager, Middle East and Southeast Asia. He has incorporated Cypex in India in 1995 and in 1999 in the USA, and Tree Farm in Kosovo in 2011 for manufacturing and marketing of healthcare specialties. In October 2007, he started a dedicated pharmaceutical manufacturing unit, that is Cytec Specialties Private Limited. Currently, it is the only company in the world manufacturing human pharmaceuticals, nutraceuticals, veterinary and agri-pharmaceuticals. He has also developed and commercialized several first products in the world and is the leader in pharmaceuticals in India and is on the way of having a world recognition in 2022. I now invite Mr. Pradeep Gadre, sir, to please share his few words of wisdom and experience with our participants today. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Renuka and Dr. Umekar, along with Dr. Kamlaji, for giving me an opportunity to interact with the students. Whenever we interact with students, we go back to our days and start thinking what we used to think when we were students. Taking clue from what Mr. Purushottamji has said, that dreams do come true if at all you are really dreaming it with open eyes. As Einstein has mentioned, future belongs to those who dream with open eyes. So even during my college days, I used to dream to be an entrepreneur. Yes, I failed twice, failed to the extent that it was on a verge of bankruptcy, but only with the confidence that yes, whatever mistakes you have done as far as your entrepreneurship journey is concerned, if you really decide to bounce back, you can bounce back. And our current status is definitely success from a failure. That's what I would like to call it as. So for all the students who are dreaming to be an entrepreneur, do not give up your dreams. Do not think that whatever you are currently doing is, or whatever you are currently aiming at is an impossibility, because impossible is a lie. Impossible is a lie only from the point of view that when you don't know how something can be done, then only you can say that it is impossible. Once you start learning as to how it can be done, then whatever is your dream does not remain as a dream. That dream gets converted into something called as vision, and all the visionaries are basically dreamers. Unless and until you will dream practically, you won't be able to even convert it into vision. And when you convert your vision into reality, then you are definitely called as on the way to success. So please dream from the point of view of working hard for that, because there is no substitute to hard work. Everybody who has succeeded has one common trait, that they are all hard workers. So hard work along with specific objectives, if you will start, then I am sure everybody can at least achieve to the minimum extent of their dreams. So do not give up and keep on working hard to reach to the success level. Thanks again for giving me chance to interact with my students.
Thanks a lot, Pradeep sir, for your words of wisdom and motivating our students to face the challenges and work hard to make their dreams come true. To introduce our next stalwart, renowned pharma consultant Shri Kanoji Mohite, I request Dr. Amol Tatode, Assistant Professor Srimati Kishoritai, Bhoyar College of Pharmacy. Over to you, Amol, sir.
Thank you, Jyoti Madam. Good morning all. I am Amol Tatode, Assistant Professor at STALWARTS College of Pharmacy. I'm so excited to hear and to have an opportunity to introduce our guest speaker, Kanoje Yevle Mohite sir. Mr. Kanoje Mohite sir is completed graduation and post-graduation in pharmacy from University Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences, RTM Nagpur University Nagpur. Kanoje Mohite sir started his career as a manufacturing pharmacist with Sandoz India in 1974 and rose to the level of production manager. Sir joined Bayer India in 1991 and worked as a head of pharma formulation and facility upgradation project. Sir debuted by Bayer Germany to the Bayer Indonesia as a head of pharma operation in 2004. Sir was also the member of Bayer Indonesia Executive Committee and retired from Bayer Indonesia in 2013. Sir worked as a consultant with Bayer India in 2014 and then Japanese consulting company CM Plus from 2016 to 2019. He's also the fascinating individuals and we are very grateful for his presence in today's program. So I welcome to Mr. Kanoje Mohite sir and I request to guide us for our students. So over to you, sir. Hello. Hello. Over to you, sir.
Please unmute yourself, sir. We are sending a request.
In my
Yes,
side,
sir.
They will have ensured that he is online. I don't know.
Mohite sir, are you there? Sir, can you hear us? I think there is some problem, technical problem it seems to be.
We are trying from our office. Just wait for a moment.
Okay, thank you, sir. We'll just.
Mohite sir is trying to get connected back again.
Start with Dr. Farah.
Yeah. Huh?
Okay. Okay, sir, we'll wait for him.
We can move to Dr. Saraf and then Mohite can come in. We'll ask him to come next.
I think Mohite
Yes,
sir
sir.
is in, sir.
Okay, okay.
Can you hear Mohite sir? We'll wait for a moment, sir. Otherwise, we'll move to Saraf, sir.
Sure.
Mohite sir, you are a co-host. You can unmute yourself.
He's unmute, madam.
He's unmuted, madam.
He's unmuted.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Sir, camera.
Was briefly connected with variable voice disturbance, finally meeting.
Connectivity problem.
Omekar sir, Can we continue with Saraf sir and then we can move to
Yes,
Mohite
we
sir?
will continue with Saraf sir, then Mohite sir will reconnect.
Okay, okay. So we have with us a great leader and great academician, Professor M.N. Saraf with us. I request Mr. Manish Aglave, Assistant Professor, Srimati Kishoritai Bhoyar College of Pharmacy, to introduce him. Over to you, Manish.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's my great fortune to welcome and introduce one of the most renowned and revered figure in domain of pharmacology and whole pharma fraternity, Dr. Madhusudan Saraf sir. Dr. Saraf is Dean, Principal and Professor of Pharmacology at Humaira Khan College of Pharmacy, affiliate to University of Mumbai. He also served as Principal of Bombay College of Pharmacy, which is premier government-aided autonomous pharmacy institution, and an Associate Dean at School of Pharmacy, NMIMS University. He has immensely contributed from last 38 years to teaching, research, and setting education strategy as a dynamic administrator. His extensive research is reflected in his 76 research publications in high-impact international journals. He is a consultant to several pharmaceutical companies and has successfully completed several industry and government-sponsored projects as principal investigator. He has guided 20 PhD and over 55 MPharm scholars. He has held several honorable assignments, including Chairman, Board of Studies in Pharmacy, Mumbai University, Member of Premium Expert Committee of UPSC, MPSC, AICTE, NBA, UGC, and DSIR. He is actively associated with professional bodies, including IPA, APTI, IPS, and ISTE. Dr. Saraf has also served as a chairman of expert committee nominated by National Board of Accreditation for evaluation of several pharmacy institutions in India. Dr. Saraf is recipient of many prestigious awards, including Principal of the Year 2004 Award by Association of Pharmaceutical Teachers of India, Maharashtra Pharmacist Association Award, and Amrit Modi Distinguished Researcher Award by Indian Pharmaceutical Association. He was nominated as scholar under UGC Indo-Soviet Exchange Program held at Academy of Science Moscow and Leningrad, and scholar under UGC Indo-Hungarian Program held at Budapest. He is also recipient of prestigious Development Fellowship Award by Association of Commonwealth Universities, London, and by the Indian Pharmaceutical Association for his outstanding contribution in the profession. Recently, he has been selected by AICTE under the scheme of Margadarshak. So, it's blessing for us all to get enlightened by this enormous treasure of experience and expertise. With this, I welcome and request Dr. Saraf sir to please initiate. Over to you, sir.
Good morning, and thank you, Manish and Principal Umekar and the team of Kishoritai College of Pharmacy, Bhoyar College of Pharmacy. I recollect those days when I happened to be there in your organization, and I had very clearly understood that time the dream of the institution is to be in the top amongst the institutions in the pharmacy colleges. And I'm really happy that today, when you have mentioned that Kishoritai Bhoyar College of Pharmacy is leading in all fronts, I'm happy to note that. Well, now at the outset, thank you for the opportunity to hear from the stalwarts in the field, and I could learn from them many things. And now I want to interact with the students in relationship to what I have experienced. I always see the students in a very difficult dilemma. They have to make a career. They have to cope up with the education. They have to succeed in the different types of the examinations. And they are always in a very difficult situation. What is to be done? The current scenario of COVID era, all of us are in, and this has really given us an opportunity. First and foremost thing, it is the online learning that is happening. And this online learning is something wherein the students have to clearly understand that there has to be a lot of self-learning modalities. Online learning has advantages as well as disadvantages. The advantages are that by just sitting at home, you are trying to listen and trying to understand and develop yourself. While the other side of it is that there are constraints in understanding the other side. There is no direct physical communication as you have been experiencing all throughout your career of education. And that creates an obstacle in the process of learning, teaching learning process. But the point that has to be clearly understood is that the mission of the student should be to be an active learner, and at the same time they have to have a clear understanding that there is no shortcut to learning process. This learning process should not be considered as to be sitting in front of the teacher, complete that assignments to appear for the examination. These are the formalities. If you really want to succeed in the life, one has to struggle hard in trying to understand what is happening. And the first and foremost thing that has to be clearly understood is what for they are trying to learn. Do you want to be at the learning process to satisfy someone, or do you want to satisfy yourself? And if you have to satisfy yourself, which should be the goal, then you have to understand that you have to do a lot of different kind of approaches to go to the intricacies of understanding, as has been very clearly illustrated by several experts in the morning. Their understanding process for the student is extremely important. This process can only happen when you understand that to learn something, you have to go into the depth of that subject matter. And that depth of the subject matter has to have that realization that you have to clear your basic concepts. And to clear the basic concepts, there has to be an inherent desire to really understand every point of the subject by trying to draw notes. Now there should be a habit of that. There has to be a task in front of you, that you have got a well-defined kind of a strategy of the timetable, a kind of examination schedule, and at the end of that you complete your years of graduations, and even you complete graduation. Eventually, in the normal process, it so happens that you are not satisfied at any stage. In fact, I have come to the conclusion that one can never be satisfied, and that should be the kind of understanding. Because to satisfy in any of the things requires inherent desire to really know, and you come to the conclusion that you really don't know. If you understand that you don't know, then you have to have that clear understanding how to really then understand and know that. What I'm trying to convey in this is, number one, is online process or online teaching learning process is an opportunity. Opportunity by not only your usual process of teaching learning process where teacher is going to communicate to you and you are going to listen to that. Your real start of the learning process starts afterwards, wherein you have to have your basic points to be understood in the sense of the best possible kind of understanding. And that can only happen when you are having all resources. In fact, you are lucky that all these resources are your command. And you have to have these ways of how to really grasp that. All these now modalities of learning are there. So it is your mission to see to it that at the end of the day, that whatever has been taught, at least that is covered. As Mr. Deshpande has rightly said, that syllabus and other such kind of a resources, material that is in front of you or the examination systems are there, are meeting the basic minimum requirement. But that really does not fulfill that. And he has also rightly said that you should have some basic targets in front of you. Every human being has inherent kind of mechanism to understand what is they like, what they dislike, what they can excel. So you should also think in that. There are possibilities that you feel a lot of constraints in trying to understand, but somewhere you find something which is appealing to you. Develop the desire to really excel in that. Even if you try to do it, I'm sure your pathways are clear and you will be able to excel in that. The next important point that is there is what are you intending to do at the end of your graduation and thereafter? Those career sets have to be also clear in front of you. It will help you in trying to deal with the things in a better way. I would like to tell you that there are many success stories in the pharmacy organization, which I have seen that eventually there are those situations with the student may confront that they don't really like even any of the pharmacy subjects, but they do have ability to really transform themselves in certain areas of excellence, and they are successful in the life. So do not take the situations in front of you as a kind of extremely serious challenge. Even an average student or below average student can perform exceedingly well if they have courage and determination to succeed in the life. So the only pathway to really deal with that have to be clearly understood, and there has to be a mission to really see to it that each day is an opportunity. Each day's opportunities have to be utilized in the best possible way. As a student, there has to be a very meaningful goal. They must understand that this is a lifetime opportunity. These are the golden days in the life, because whatever struggle and whatever pains you have in these 4 years are something treasures for your entire life. In all ways, not only academics, but also the pleasure of enjoying the life as such. You come across, meet the people, learn from them, develop your liking, disliking, and that becomes the lifeline opportunity. Life does not end up only in the missions of success and things like that. You have to have a meaningful life, and that meaningful life is something possible only when you really witness and understand that. Let me share with you some other important things which have to be really learned in these 4 years. And these are the value education. Let me honestly share with you that the concept of human value education was not even understood to me at the age of 60. You will, you will laugh at me and you may wonder what this gentleman is talking about. But let me honestly tell you that we all are constrained to go in the pathway of our understanding in the life in different perspectives. But we forget what is at the end of the day in the life. And that is why AICTE, the apex body of the technical education, including pharmacy, they have realized that there has been a missing point in our education system. And that missing point is to understand what is the value education. Let me, my dear students, tell you what I'm talking about. The point about the value education is to understand the significance of the monetary perspectives of the life. Monetary perspectives of the life are extremely important because everything is based on that. But many a times in this process, we forget the concept of the life itself. Now, what is this point that I must summarize to you is that there has to be a meaningful goal in the life. Everybody looks forward to what am I going to do after graduation, what salary I am going to get, 4, 5, 6 digit units or what. Then I will think of this and that. Many a times they forget, what are you going to do if you have all this? Because there are clear perspectives in terms of these values. Because what we need, what is required for the life, there are minimum, these so-called materialistic or other such requirements, there is a limitation. If after that you achieve that, there is nothing that we are going to gain out of it. And therefore, my dear friends, the success does not depend only on what salary that you are going to earn at the end of the day, or what kind of your value is not decided by how great the salary of that person is, or what kind of a job that he is going to get. They are important. Needless to say, they are important in every perspective of the life. But at the same time, you should also understand what is going to make you more enjoy yourself and about how fulfillment in your life can be there. So this value education itself is a subject matter which cannot be described in few words. The AICT has realized the importance of it, and for every institution now they have started. In fact, they have made it mandatory to have this kind of a communication established with the students. And I'm sure you should participate in that, learn that. And the mission of yourself should be to first of all understand that. Earlier you understand, better it is, because you are clear in your path of the life. So having said that, you have understood, the next important thing is your mission as a student of pharmacy is to not see here and there. If I would have been in the medical, if I would have been in management, if I would have been this and that. You have selected a noble profession. Let me congratulate you all. Let me congratulate for the reason that we are the best in this profession, because there are ample and more opportunities coming up in every sphere of pharmacy profession, particularly because we are leading in the frontiers of all sectors of pharmacy profession, be it industry, be it education and whatnot. And we do have potentials to showcase ourselves in the life. Ladies and gentlemen, my dear students, you are at the most advantageous position, because you are going to witness in the years to come something which will be satisfying yourself. What is important, however, is that excellence only will have value. Excellence will only matter. Quality and perspectives of quality in any sphere of life in terms of profession will matter. If we say that, well, we are so great and everything is great, but the bottom line is that only select group of students, only select group of institutions, only select group of people will come to that ladder, who will be the driving force for the profession, for the driving force for the nation. And this is the mission that you have to understand how to really be in that. And to be in that, no matter what mediocrity you might have, no matter what kind of a lacunas you might have, you will be able to reach there, provided you understand that where are you and where you want. If you understand these two things clearly, then rest of that is nobody who is going to help you. They are all the driving forces for you to reach to that goal. No other person but you yourself will have to do that. Why? Because you have to work yourself. You have to reach to that goal. What are the driving forces for you? Oh, I have to appear for the examination. I have to perform well in that. Having successful in that, then the next part of the life. Everywhere, these are the driving forces. But point that is important that I can convey you here is that these driving forces should not be at the level of compulsion. These driving forces should be something which should make you work in attaining your goals in the best possible way. Let me tell you and share with you my own perception of looking as a student. I'm proud that I'm a student of Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences, and in those days there used to be a very challenging kind of a situation for the students, because there used to be a lot of pressures in the minds of the students in performing, and there are issues which are there, subject likings which are there, and like Mr. Deshpande said, he did not like some of the subjects matter, but he was having a liking in some subjects. So there was a clear kind of a goal in front of that. As a student, I used to have a tremendous liking in the academics, and I used to make a lot of efforts also. And let me share with you, I had my own understanding that chemistry is very important. I must work hard. I should do this. A lot of energy I used to drive in that. What about the end result? End result was that I did not perform well in the chemistry. I had put my efforts, honest efforts, but I did not. But I did not wait for that. I tried to look into all the areas. Eventually, I found liking in pharmacology. Honestly, let me tell you, but the overall environment in that period was that industry is important. industry is important. So what subject I should take? Pharmaceutics is obviously important from the point of view of industry. So after my graduation, I was aiming at pharmaceutics. And in the Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences, there used to be limited number of the seats. And there were hardly about 4 or 5 seats. But anticipating my merit, I thought maybe I am somewhere in the 5, 6, I may get the admission in the department. And I attempted that. I did not apply for any other specialization in the postgraduate level. I have made a mistake. And let me share with you that I was a failure. I did not get the seat in the postgraduation because unfortunately in that particular year there were competitions. There were gold medalists from other universities and they could secure the seat. I did not have the seat. What happened? Destiny had something in store. I had a situation along with my another student colleague, my friend. I can quote the name also, the Mr. Hayat Nagarkar. He also was like that. He did not get either the admission in pharmaceutics. So both of us, Dr. Dorle, our beloved teacher, late Dr. Dorle sir, took our understandings of the problems. We were given the opportunities. I was given the opportunity for chemistry, pharmacology, and pharmacognosy, and eventually I was landed into pharmacology. Later on, I had my clear goals in the mind. I am now in the pharmacology, and I would like to continue my career in academics, but I will not be able to do it properly unless I have PhD. Again, luckily, I could get the Hafkin Institute then by my father directed me, there is a kind of opportunity for you. The Department of Science and Technology has kind of a situation over there, and I landed on the Hafkin Institute. What I'm trying to tell you is that the mission goals are to be clear, and this will help you in the successful career of yours. And for that, I would like to appeal you to make honest efforts. There should be a lot of hard work, determination, and there are a lot of opportunities to help you out. Thank you very much for this listening to me. I'm sorry I slightly delayed than what I should have.
Thank you, Saraf sir, for appreciating us and inspiring the students to be active learners and make them understand the importance of value education. And thank you for always motivating teachers like us. It has always been a blessing and pleasure to have you with us. I would like to mention here that today we have more than 1,000 participants for this leadership talk, and which have joined us through YouTube and Zoom. This includes teachers, UG and PG students.
So, madam, let me intervene here first.
Yeah, yes, yes.
Yeah, so we generally do not focus on our shadow. So here is a person who has always backed us in our upliftment, our college, Mr. Daud Anwar. He's always been with us, always, just I think from our college. So he is also graduate and postgraduate from Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Nagpur University. Right now, Managing Director of ZIM Laboratories. Now, ZIM Laboratories has been seeing the sky as far as the pelletization technology is concerned. So he is the person behind that, and it's very humble and always helping nature. And he has supported always when we have called him. So I will include him with the permission of Umekar sir to have him in the panel if some questions are there regarding anything. So Daud Anwar will be a member of the panel. Yeah. So over to you, Daud sir. Just few words.
So the first sentence I want to say is normally in a party, there are some guests who crash into that party without invitation. So if I ever had to crash without invitation, this is one party because which I would love to really.
Sir, family members do not require invitation.
Yes, because some of the people I most admire who are sitting there in that panel are present there, and it's good. I hope they will indulge me because really very good thoughts which have been given to everybody. by them, and that's why I attended actually. Uh, my few words are really, you know, and I've been saying that, so it will be boring, but this, whatever education we have, whenever we do this, actually the present education, whenever we have that education, it's in the present. So this is for all the students. It is actually the results of that education are harvested in the future. That's really a fact of life. So the thing is that besides what we learn, I can tell you one thing. Always there will be a syllabus, as one of the speakers very rightly said, that it's not sufficient. It's a little obsolete, and we always say that it doesn't teach you everything. What can you learn when you are also learning this syllabus, which is as you learn it, it's becoming obsolete. So that was my philosophical question, and maybe a little bit of whatever I have seen in my life and learned from my seniors, like the panel sitting here. Maybe a little bit I can answer that, because I can understand. What happens is when we become experienced and we have age on our side, we can philosophically say something. But for a young student sitting there listening to us, sometimes it looks like, how can I reach there? How can I become like that? When we listen to Dr. Torle, we always used to think, how can I become like this man? He's born great. How can I aspire even? There were teachers like Dr. Subedar, Dr. Chopde, Dr. Vadodkar. So my point, after seeing all those things and having passed through all those phases, and now we are all, on the other side of life, really. One thing is there is that if the education is going to help you in the future, what we can develop is a kind of a vision. And vision is not developed only by leaders. It's possible to have a vision for your future when you imagine the things going around you, things happening around you, and where in the 5 years or 10 years, where your profession is going to be. You can acquire those skills which you will need to fulfill your destiny, which may not be in the current syllabus. So to cultivate a habit of reading and going into journals, reading the news about it, and also learn from discussions like these, because these are the people at the frontiers of whatever is happening in our industry. So we can be very curious people. Instead of being furious people, you should be curious people. And keep on learning those things and trying to relate with what we have in our syllabus and what is happening outside. Maybe something will always be missing. Even when we were doing our B.Pharm, nobody taught us about HPLC and all these things. Hardly hardly 1% of the companies had HPLC. But we were listening and reading all those things, and that helps. The other thing is, how can you have vision? First of all, the knowledge. And who are the visionaries are not people who, like one of the panelists, senior eminent panelists said, people who are dreaming, people who are actually practicing as well. So if you have some thought about the future, take these small risks. Start with having a vision about the next 3 days, what is going to happen. Take a call based on that, what is going to happen. And maybe we will fall. So you can only derive everything in life by actually going through a lot of trial and error. There's no sure shot thing. You can have a vision, you can have many other learning, but without the practice, it will fail. That's one of the things. Another thing I find, and I try my best to tell all students and also their teachers, and I will share that with you now. Share that in this gathering as well, is to have a very questioning attitude. Unfortunately, our education system and our culture prevents us from questioning our elders. But if you see, this is not un-Indian to question teachers and for the questions to answer. If you even if you go to Bhagavad Gita, at one time Arjun, who is one of the greatest students in the world, because God taught him, Bhagwan taught him, he says, I accept everything that you are Paramatma, but still I want some proof. And God really had to show him, Devavai, this is me. So it's not wrong to question. And I recently 3-4 months back, I spoke in our department and I showed people a chart of the 20th greatest companies in the world. And naturally, they belong to some of the wealthiest people in the world. Okay. And those people actually started the companies at the age of below 30. And many of them actually left their education. So that really makes you question the institutionalized education versus how you can succeed and how leadership it gives. The amazing thing about this chart was that the founders of all these companies were educated in America, and the people who came later on, people, for example, Steve Jobs, and then the guy who came in, then Microsoft, and now the person who is leading it. If you see like that, the best people to continue a great company's tradition onwards were Indians. So we were second best because we are taught to conform to society. So I will urge all students to have that attitude of questioning and a little rebelliousness and question everything. We have to remember that whatever is taught in our syllabus comes from textbooks. Textbooks are, in the end, they are opinions based upon some research papers. And there are, for every area of research, there will be some research which will actually say, no, whatever is being written as a generally acceptable fact, there are some evidences against that fact as well. So that's a good thought for everybody to carry, that we can question. And there's another thing, very shortly I will say, because I'm just trying to add in the things which inadvertently, because people, the eminent panel spoke about their vision and there was not much time left. And I think these are all things we all wanted to convey to you, even the panel there. What happens is there's the role of habits. There are many things which are very difficult for us to do, like sit down and study in a subject which is difficult for us. But life requires a lot of discipline. So there must be a habit of actually doing those things which you don't like, because they must be done. You cannot actually, if you don't like chemistry, you cannot pass pharmacy without going through the exams of chemistry. So there should be a daily habit, and I think most people who succeed have a regimen of habits. They actually give some time to the things which are the toughest for them to do. There is a lot of procrastination, but one has to overcome it, because that's how you will, when you face your real life problems in life, and there will be always some hard things to do every day. These habits will be your savior, because you will learn that, okay, I don't like to do this, but I know that I have to do this, because the next step I will get to do the things which I enjoy to do. So like they say that, 90% of a person's work is the things he doesn't like. He does it for the 10% which he enjoys doing. So habits are something good. And I have found that whatever you are good at, whatever we are good at or something, unless we have a greater purpose than just making money or just learning or succeeding, succeeding and money can be something which is, of course, we need to succeed and we need to have money, because in the end, our responsibility is to our family, our parents and our children and the people near us, and to make them safe and secure. But without a purpose in life, without making an industry or doing something for education like Dr. Saraf has done, the things that the hardships that you go through will actually become very harsh, and they will frustrate and make people bitter. But if you really have a purpose and you think that every day you are marching towards that purpose, there can be any purpose. I had one of my purposes was to set up an industry here, so that I could be one of the people who gave jobs, rather than I had to run to Bombay to get a job. So that was my purpose. But and that made things, in spite of many hardships, a little easier for me to bear. So that's another point I would like to give. I also see that there are students who may not do well. Sometimes it's the fault of habits or culture or where they come from, and it's difficult to cope. English is a language which is not so easy for people who are educated in places like our Nagpur and others. But you have to take heart from the fact that actually there is no relationship between academically being excellent and succeeding in life. I would say actually applying to most of us, besides I think Dr. Dr. Zarab, most of us are below average people. So it's the the below average people who learn and they find that they have to work harder than others who end up succeeding. Finally, there is a lot of information, there's a lot of guidance. We all have all these things, and there are a lot of things which are competing for our attention. And this wasn't the case even 35 years back when we were all studying. I'm sure of it. We were when we were there was no TV when we were studying. There was no social media, and news was there for only 2 hours. So and we had other things, but there was not so much distraction. So one of the things which I would add, which I have not experienced, but I see my children also doing, is the level of distraction and how to overcome it has been a big question for me. And my hypothesis, I would like to just humbly propose that maybe simplicity is the answer. You have to make your routine, your clothes, your acquisition. I mean, we have to go back a little to the Gandhian type of thinking of what we can do without. If you can do without Facebook, please do that. If you can do without Zoom meetings, please do that. If you can do without attending this, if you already know something which we are trying to tell you, please get out just now. Because these are the distractions which confuse and make life complex. Do with the minimum of things which will help you to get ahead in life. Don't have 2,000 friends who will not contribute to your life. Have 5 friends who will really help you. So I don't know whether you have seen our company. We have a uniform because and I hardly wear maybe this. I have about 5 or 6 types this same color of jerseys because I like the color and I don't have to take a decision every day what to wear because I have the same clothes. So we can simplify. We can simplify our life, our regimen, and that will give us more time to concentrate on developing ourselves. It will free up more space in our mind to pursue our goals and our purpose. So thank you very much for having me as an uninvited guest. But
no, sir, thank you so much. I must, yes, sir. Sir, your presence is like icing on the cake for us. So don't feel that we have not invited you, and we always consider you as a family member. So you are most welcome to all our parties and programs, always and forever. Thank you, sir, for explaining us the importance of discipline, good habits, and other important aspects of success. Unfortunately, I think there is some technical issues from Mohite sir's side. So now let us begin with the most awaited question and answer session. For this, I request our moderators, Mr. Manish Aglave and Ms. Madhura Dixit, to begin with the proceeding. Over to you, Madhura.
Thank you, ma'am. It is our pleasure to be asking questions on behalf of a lot of students that have posted them in Google Forms. If time permits and guests allow, we will also allow the interaction on this portal as well. So moving on to the questions. So the first question is to Agrawal sir. This question is not named, as in the student has not written name. It was, what challenges you faced while starting Ajanta Pharma Limited?
You have to come. It's okay. I think they can't see you. In fact, this question itself is a challenge for me. 47 years back, 1973, I was in 2 minds. There was good opportunity to go and join the FDA directly, A.
There was opportunity to go to USA because that time any pharmacy student used to go and they get the green cards, join any of the pharmaceutical companies because there were no B farms. So go there and join as a chemist in manufacturing or quality control. But family wanted that I should go for business only, not in the job. And that is where it started. Initial thought was to go for a medical shop in my own town. But one of my friend, this I am telling you one very important learning for me in life and for you also, the students. One of my friends' brother had a medical shop there, and I was to become his competitor, and he guided me everything. Then he asked me a question that if you had to go for a medical shop, why you have gone for B Farm? You could do it as well after 10th because that time licenses were being issued. He guided me that you can go to Aurangabad, Marathoda Development Corporation is there. Why don't you start repacking unit because you are the pharmacy graduate. And there started the story. Went to Aurangabad, studied that market and just started it. And that time there were no challenges for me because I did not know what are the challenges. It was just a thought that yes, why not? Why not to go there? It is a very important for me in my life even now. Instead of asking a question that why to go, we ask ourselves why not to go for it. And it started from there that why not to start the repacking unit. We started that repacking unit. Now, I'll make one point here. My friend's brother having the medical shop there, I did not question his integrity or his intention that why he's asking me to go to repacking, because otherwise I was becoming his competitor in a medical shop. If I would have that particular analysis of him, I would have remained in resort in the medical shop or at the most wholesale shopper. But with his guidance and what he said, I took it as very positive and intentionally. And why not? That was the attitude. And so there were no challenges rather because I did not know the challenges. And slowly, steadily, we pursued it. And that is where we are here today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Next question is for Gadre sir, and the question is, what are agri-pharmaceuticals?
The pharmaceuticals is a generalized terminology created by us. All the effervescent products which are for various applications, we call it as pharmaceuticals, like pharmaceuticals, nutraceuticals, cosmeceuticals. So a terminology is pharmaceuticals. Agri-pharmaceuticals are basically the products which are used for agricultural application, and these are mostly PGR, which are plant growth regulators. These are both the plant growth regulators as well as the plant growth initiators. So PGR and PGI, these are the two areas which when given in form of effervescent product will have much better use in comparison to normally using it in form of sprays. It will be better to use it from the point of view of effervescent products. That's why we have entered into the area of agri-pharmaceutical products. Is that something which is okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Next question. Next question is for Raj Kondawar, sir. The question is, what is the expectation of pharma industry from pharmacy graduates?
Yeah, the pharmacy graduates, when they appear for interview in any multinational or Indian companies, they should be honest. Honesty is the best example of this thing. When I appeared for an interview in Pfizer, this is a story of 1973. They asked me the question, suppose if there are 4 papers kept in your front, that is Times of India, Indian Express, and some other papers are there, which one you will select? I told them that I will take up Indian Express because it used to include. Then they asked me also the question, why so? there used to be Tarzan comics in that. So I said I like the Tarzan comics to a very great extent. First, I will take the Indian Express. So the plant manager also has said, I also look for the same thing. I mean, the question is that honesty is the best reply to every question. Honesty, and then you should have the academic excellence in one of the field. When we started the career, the many imported machineries were not available in India. We had to develop it from the local manufacturer. We developed spray granulator with Pfizer, with Sapphire, and many more things. I mean, the learning experience was different. HPLCs were not known in those days. So the experience is the most important thing. And experience, you can get it after learning it. But honesty and truthfulness is the main thing for getting a job in the pharmaceutical industry. Okay, Madhura.
Madhura,
Yes,
next question.
yes, sir. We are displaying next question, sir. So the next question is open to all, since this has been asked by many of our participants. A customer returns to the pharmacy with a bottle of prescription medication that is partially used and says it doesn't work. How would you address this issue? It's open for all.
The pharmacist himself or the customer should be directed to approach nearest FDA with the complaint what it is. Why he is trying to return it? Does he have any problem, or he doesn't like the test? Whatever it is, he should address his complaint or grievances or impression to the nearest FDA so that the matter can be.
I think they went mute.
Hello? Hello. Sir, it has got
Yes.
muted.
Ask them to unmute.
I request, yeah, it's unmuted.
Hello?
Hello? Yes. So next question we have. Hello? Next question, please, Madhuna. So next question is for Raj Kondawar, sir. What is the expectation?
Repeated.
It is done. It is done.
Yeah, we are shifting, sir. I request Madhura ma'am to have next question.
Unmute.
Madhura.
Sir, next question is for Raj Kondawar, sir.
Hello. Hello, sir. I want to shift the next question to Daud, sir. How to become a freelancer and a consultant?
How to become?
Yes, sir. Actually, this was a question for Mohiti, sir. Since he is not here, we want your expertise on this.
I think you have to be a subject matter expert for that. And I do come across people who say when they are in their graduation phase, think that they will become consultants. But first of all, you have to think of how you will get your business. You have to be perceived as an expert in something, and then people will come to you for your advice and your expertise. So you have to go through a lot of experience and gain your specialization, be at the frontier of that technology or that knowledge base. And that's how you can be called an expert. You have to have a good circle of people who are also experts in the same discipline. So, and be seen in that there has to be a public persona also, which you have to develop. There is a lot of people think that if they are consultants, there is no need to do marketing. but I can tell you that every person is also a brand. And a good thing for these youngsters to note that you have to build your brand. As one of the panelists was saying, Rajkundwar sir was saying, see, you right from the moment you pass out, it's you as a person, your integrity, whatever you know or don't know, how do you work, your personality, whether you are truthful. This all creates your brand over a period of time. Similarly, for a consultant, it's his brand, whether he has delivered the results, whether he really knows these things, and whether he is a keen student of that science. You have to keep on learning as a consultant. You cannot say that, okay, for 20 years I did something, and then, if you just see the example of one of the panelists, Mr. Deshpande, see, he is still writing books. He's an expert in his field. There are so many people who come to him, but every day he is learning. I have always felt inspired by that kind of thought, that somebody is practicing his his subject and his science every day, and he has those kind of associates also, those that kind of circle where he is every day learning new things about his discipline, about his specialization. So consultant is come much later. The first thing is to be an expert. That also comes a little later in life. First, there is a lot of hard work and mistakes.
Hello, sir.
Could you get it?
Yes, sir. Yes. We also want input on this from Raj Kundavar, sir.
Sure. I think, yes, he is the best person for that, actually.
Yeah, I agree with what Amber has said. I fully support his views.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, sir. So we have next question to Shri Agrawal, sir. Please share any one failure faced by you and how you handled it.
He's still counting. Which one to say?
Yeah. Yes, you are very right, Anwar, because failures are more than the successes in the life, but one success is enough.
Yes.
And what is seen outside is only the success.
Yeah.
So, but I'll not say that as a failure. We consistently do our efforts towards approach towards our objectives very consistently, very honestly.
Yeah.
But during the process, we don't get the right results. We analyze and take the next step so that we don't do that particular repeated, I'll not say mistake even, repeated action, and take the next step. So there are so many incidences, like it's like full of all these things where failure means that becomes negativity. But we take that as a particular result which has come through our action, which we have done, which we have taken, depending on that particular incident, depending on the particular environment and the situation. The results may be different. Once we analyze that, result has not come as per our expectations, improve that, change it, and go further. And that definitely brings into the results, expected results. So many points, few of them, like we started the bulk drug unit in year 1998, 99, because the whole industry was talking about the bulk drug unit, API unit. And we miserably failed. In 2 years of time, we started bleeding. That time, the investment of 28 crores and all US FDA approved. So we took an immediate decision there and got out of it, that we sold it out to Orchid Chemicals. It was though pinching, but we took a decision that no, this is not our line of business at the moment. Now again, we have the API unit, which is value added and very core products over there. We launched in our ethical products, prescription products. That was also again 97, 98 towards that, with a huge, large field force. And having no knowledge of it and not studied properly, we launched with the anti-TB drugs. And anti-TB drugs are not the right prescription items to get there. But at the same time, it was also cardiac, it was also for antioxidants. And we succeeded into that antioxidants and the cardiac drugs. We are now one of the leading companies into that. So it was not a failure. Say we learned out of it, and we took the next step very positively. And it's a process. In my mind, in life, it's a process. It's a process of learning. Anything we do, whether it has been done by somebody else, he would have succeeded rightly in the first step, but not necessarily that I will also do that. I have to learn. I have to go through that process, and through that only we are marching. Even now, learning. We don't say anything as a failure. We say we have learned further, and but consistent in the approach, a very honest approach, uh, very humble approach, and that is where you get all the positive energies. Creating the team itself, that team takes you out of those all incidences and the situations, and take to the next step. So failures are not those failures. It's like a great learning to take the next step very positively and with a great step. Hope it's
Thank you.
okay.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. That's very great for all of us to learn from. Next question we have to Dr. Shri Satish Rajkundavar, sir. How we can develop industry institution collaboration, active industry institution collaborations?
I think first thing is that you should collaborate many pharmaceutical companies where your people, students are employed, and develop a collaboration with them and put from them. Instead, confidentiality is one of the things which lack in institutes. If suppose some research work is to be carried out, completely confidentiality should be, a paper should be signed to that effect. So they will give you the research work based on their requirement, and the products can be developed to their requirement. And second thing is that somebody has asked a question, how the old equipment can be shared with the companies. It is a matter of discussion and talking with the companies, and there are many equipments which are available with us. Obsolescence is one of the greatest thing what we consider. 5 or 6 years or 10 years uses makes a instrument redundant. So those equipments are available with us, but you develop a collaboration with the technical director with the companies, or some other plant managers of the companies, and try to get the instruments in your hand. So that, and secondly, if you can invite them as an examiner, that will also bridge a gap in coordinating with them. So these are the various examples. How you can collaborate with the companies, and not only on the paper, but only in action, so that people are always with you to help you.
Thank you so much, sir. Next question we have.
The next question is for Deshpande sir. Sir, many students have asked, do you think there is an urgent need to refurbish Act for Pharmacy profession by 360 degrees?
Yeah, sure that there is a lot of thought going on at the Pharmacy Council of India level, as well as at the central government level, to refurbish both acts, like Drugs and Cosmetics Act, which regulates quality, Drugs and Magic Remedies Advertisement Act, which regulates and puts restrictions on advertisement, and Pharmacy Act, which regulates the profession of the pharmacy. The process is on. It will take some time because drafting of the act and getting it cleared through Parliament and branches of the takes a lot of time. But in the meantime, the amendments are coming in. For example, the Pharmacy Council of India has issued pharmacy practice regulations. This is advancement over the Pharmacy Act and rules already in existence. So it's a continuous process, and very shortly you will hear that all these acts are appearing before you in a completely new shape.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. The next question is for Gadre sir. Lakshmi Singh, one of our first year student, is asking, how can we keep ourselves constantly motivated for the goal we have decided? Like we start off with something with so much energy and then we gradually lose it after some time, which distracts us from our target. So she's asking, how can we avoid this?
This is a good question from the point of view. Everybody, including Purushottamji, has related that what she is trying to refer is basically the failures. Now, to keep you motivated as an entrepreneur, if you any entrepreneurship requires three major aspects as far as starting off is concerned. One is the passion, second is purpose, and third most important thing is profits. If you have only passion, then it can only be called as hobby. If you have only purpose, then it can be called as a social service. But unless and until your hobby and social service or social responsibility is converted into profit, then only it can be called as business or it can be called as a successful entrepreneurial venture. Now, yes, we do start, and there are days or there are periods when we feel that we are losing out. One of the best way to avoid this is to keep in relationship with your seniors or with your friends who are in the same profession and who pass through the same phases. So friendship with the entrepreneurs or friendship with the seniors who have passed through that phases will allow you not to get depressed and how to fight it out or how to bounce back whenever you are in a such state that you would like to give up. Only one thing I can say is giving up will never lead to success. If you will give up, you are definitely bound to fail. But if you will try and continue, there are chances of learning from others, learning from others' failures, and keep you motivated to achieve something which you really want to achieve it.
Thank you so much, sir. Answers like this are really motivating for a first year student. Next question is for Agrawal, sir. This has been again asked by many students and participants. What is your success mantra and how do you manage your work-life balance?
There is nothing like a success mantra. It is set the objectives and move towards that fearlessly. Some of the words for the students I'll tell, because now students are at the time who are in finals or who are in post-graduation. They are weighing for which profession they should go in pharmacy, what are the risks there, and what are the possibilities going into there. For me, my thought is please remove those words from your dictionary of risk, possibility, try. If I see whatever I worked out and then see there is a risk, and let me try, I can do it, whether it is possible or not, you have already taken a decision that you are not going for it. You will hardly try for it. You will ultimately come to that. Study properly, whatever is information available. Very rightly said, get in touch with those who are already into that. They will be too happy, your alumni, your network, your friends, those who are into that particular business or industry or profession, and then prepare your plans, weigh it again, and proceed fearlessly. The moment you see any risk there, no, you have already taken a decision. You say it is very difficult, it is already gone. You see the possibility hai ya nahi hai? Nahi hoti hai possibility, because your mind is working towards negative more than the positives. I'll try means I'll try, but there are chances of failure, so gone. So ये तीन चार जो शब्द है, जो कि तीन चार शब्द है, try, and then think over whatever is your objective, whatever is profession, whatever you want to do, then you will see that you are thinking only in positive direction, and you will meet the people who are giving you the positive energies, positive advice, support, and everybody gives you the support. Do not hesitate to reach to everyone and anyone to get the support, because they will be too glad to support you, to guide you rightly. So for me in whole life, success has come through the people who have every point of life, every step of the life, somebody is helping you out. We normally ignore. We normally say, "Oh, to theek hai, maine unhone bol diya tha," but they have the tremendous confidence, contribution to your life, to your profession, to your business, to your success. And my friends are here who has helped me in life. Those who are here, those who are outside, those who are my colleagues, all throughout the life. So do not hesitate to take the help. Do not fearlessly go and tell your difficulties. They will be the best people to help you out in your difficult times. But that time we normally get scared. नहीं मैं मेरी बात उनको बता दूंगा तो वो तो फिर मेरा क्या impression रह जाएगा, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. They will be too happy to guide you. They will be too happy to help you at any point in time. So go have a best network. Like we now sitting a panel of alumni, including Anwar there. 50 years. We are together for 50 years. Lives, different lifestyles, different professions, different businesses. We were at different places, but got together. Alumni is that is one of the best assets for us, for you students. Alumni, the network. Network is the net worth. Just note it down. Whatever network is there, that is the network. We get just connected, and you get the help. You get the assistance anywhere and everywhere. So go fearlessly. Risk, possibilities, these things keep aside. Just go with your passion. You will, whatever is your thought process to plan in the life, there will be different opinions, but that is their opinion. Don't get biased, or because of that you form your opinion. Weigh properly. Nobody is going to tell you wrong thing, but weigh properly and take your own decisions, whatever you take, and never regret the decisions what you have taken. Normally we regret thereafter कि मेरा decision गलत हो गया था. Normally कोई भी result नहीं मिला तो इससे मेरा decision गलत हो गया. Never. Why you will take a wrong decision in your life at any point in time? You will never do that. We weigh the results of our action in terms of our decision. No, we have taken the decision at that particular point in time in a particular situation. Results are with us. That's what I earlier also said. So take actions, take decisions, and act upon it honestly. You will succeed into it. If there is the result has not come, try it again. There are the different ways to try it, and that takes you to the destination. And, the next is life balance and work and life balance. Very difficult to mention because all earlier days goes in the firefighting, and a lot of issues are there. But balance happens. Balance happens because that is you to make it. For me in particular, yes, it's quite balanced. Earlier days, it is like a lot of fighting, firefighting, travels, etc. But as you settle further, you can give very quality life to your own, yourself, family, and it happens.
Thank you so much, sir, for telling that how to weigh the decision for leading it to success and how to manage the work and life balance. Now, next question we have on the screen for Sri Satish Rajkundawar, sir, that how to approach, despite of the different medias that ways we have, how to approach a pharmaceutical industry for jobs.
I think because of internet, many jobs are available on the media. I mean, in the sense that it is available, it is known to all the people. So, I mean, you have to apply for those positions, and but basically you should prepare yourself for the interviews. That is a must thing. There are people, there are students, those who approach me also for the openings. I always suggest them that to be very critical and be choosy about the job. And first 2-3 years of the job, you have to learn yourself. I mean, later on also the learning is a constant process. But openings are available, and on the site it is available, and you have to approach them and face the interview and get selected, and then go for the job. This is what I can suggest for. I mean, many companies, even multinationals, are also advertising it on the internet, and the openings are known to the people, including the job content, job recipe is also told to the people.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for this. Next question we have on our screen for Shri Deshpande sir, whether promotion of generic medicine will finish the charm of pharmacy profession.
The term generic and patent in India, the term generic is really not very clearly defined. Actually, the term generic internationally means of patented medicines, but they are bioequivalent, established bioequivalent bioagreal products. In India, everything which is manufactured and marketed under a proper name or generic name, or also branded generics, are called as generic medicines. And the government of India is very earnestly promoting generic medicines, the use of generic medicines in India. There are shops opened exclusively to make it available, only generic medicines to the public, and even the private pharmacies are offering generic medicines. Generic medicines are very cheap as compared to established brands, and the quality is not the issue because they are also manufactured in a GMP environment. And now the requirement of carrying out stability, bioequivalence, bioavailability has become mandatory. So therefore, quality-wise, there is no difference between generic medicine and branded medicine. And the use of generic medicine in India is bound to grow very rapidly.
Okay, thank you so much. Sir. Next question we will have on our screen for Shri Agrawal sir. What is the startup opportunity in India and how to start new startup in pharma sector with small investment? Hello.
In my mind, there's a huge opportunity now also further come up for the startup in pharmaceutical sector in India, and different verticals there, whether you are going in industry, whether you are going in the academics, whether you are going in the manufacturing. With this new era post pandemic, a lot of opportunities are coming up, and government is also very much supporting the startup companies. Sometime back when I was in our department there and we had an interaction with the students, I was also mentioning how you technically become more sound with the current technologies going on in the field. I mentioned about one of the technologies, we are more active into that blockchain technology in pharmaceutical industry. So till now we are all talking about the FDAs and US FDA, and this is all there. There is that persist. But on the top of it, again, it is supported by the blockchain technology. Now, I'll request the management of the institute here, our friends, alumni friends, that look at that particular opportunity which has come to the students. Right time to enter into it. And pharmacy knowledge coupled with this is the best opportunity to enter into the pharmaceutical industry as such, even the startup with that blockchain technology as such, which is available there. So whole system over there are changing from authenticity and traceability, which is the mantra for any of the FDAs also. So that is one of the latest things which I feel available in the pharmaceutical industry. But rest, like starting of the industry, probably Pradeep can little more.
Yeah. See, again, as far as the pharma startup is concerned, it is always desirable and essential to find out a niche product group where you will not have lot of competition from the market, because established players in the pharma sector will always dominate in comparison. And in that particular respect, if your technology or if your area will be niche area, like Dr. Anwar selected an area during those days about the pallets, then he further modified it into an absolutely new dosage form, which is a paper dosage form. So his success was basically based on a niche product area and a niche product group. So a startup has got more chance to succeed if you will get into a niche area rather than a standardized area of tablet capsules or even the liquids. Then your chances of startup being a successful will be much lesser in comparison to getting into a niche area. So find out a niche area rather than talking about big APIs also. If you will get into smaller APIs, then your chances of success are very high. There are at least 80 APIs which are not very expensive, but they are still imported in India. So if one of those APIs, if you will try to get into it, then again, as a startup, your chances of success will be much higher than the normal.
Thank you so much, sir. I am sure that Mr. Akshay Gite would be really thankful of that answer. So next question I would like to ask to Saraf sir, with obvious inputs of everybody, is how to build up confidence during facing any interview, and which qualities and skills are required to become a leader?
Well, the first and foremost point in terms of facing an interview is to have a effective communication skill. What it means is that what you are communicating to the person, another person, is to be clear in terms of language as well as technicality of it. So for the language, there is no other substitute but to have a proper communication in English, wherein the aspects about the grammar, aspects about the good quality English language, these are something important. As far as the other part is concerned, when you are talking in terms of professional or technical skills with anyone, it is obvious that you should have absolute clarity in what you are trying to deal or talk about. What it means is that when you are dealing with something on the professional side of it, you must be clear in terms of basics of that. If you are trying to use to communicate with the other person in hi-fi terms, which you might have heard, but you don't know about the basics of it, then the other person will derive immediately the depth of your understanding, and it will go in the wrong way of communication or effective communication. So basic things that I would say as far as the qualities and skills required to become a leader is to first of all be very simple in terms of your communication. Have absolute clarity in the normal circumstances how to deal with that, and be honest and very clear in your communication.
I mean, one can say that there should be structured communication. So it should be properly framed. Think about it. You can ask the question again in case you have not understood it.
Yes.
And then prepare the reply and then answer it.
Thank you so much, to both of you. Next question is to Dr. Saraf, a pretty interesting question. Somebody has asked, have you ever faced an ethical dilemma at work? How did you deal with it and what was the result?
Honestly speaking, yesterday, since the organizers have given the idea, then I really understood as the proper meaning of ethical dilemma at work. And then my experience point of view, when I have in my work, in the academics and in the administration, I experience a lot of these issues at the work, in the both administrative level as well as at the academic level. So basically, what I may say in short is that every day, as a matter of fact, you come across the ethical issues. It may be of less of significance or more significance. And your conscious approach to look at the problem is to be very clearly important. And obviously, how to deal with it, that is that your conscious mind will tell you what is right and what is wrong, and how to deal with that. So that itself is the basic way to deal with it. One has to be very clear in understanding. You have to listen to the basic point that comes in front of you. Having understood that, you have to, in case you feel that you are not in a position to immediately resolve that, you can ask for the time. Time is something very important. If you take some more time, nothing wrong in that. Nobody expects the spontaneous, solutions to any dilemma. The most important thing is you should see what is right and what is wrong, and weighing that properly in the perspective of your assignment, in terms of individual, in terms of organization, in terms of social kind of thing, and as a whole, you are able to come to a proper resolution. So it all depends on a very conscious and clear understanding, and that you gain by experience. There is no such kind of a shortcut kind of a solution, or a well-established kind of a solution to ethical dilemma and how to solve that. This is what I can say.
Thank you, sir. A really important suggestion that you have given is to take time. Next question is to Gadre sir. Please share your experience regarding pharmacy profession in India and abroad. I would like to make a point that because this is a talk, speakers can also use Hindi, as some of our students would like to hear both the languages as well. So I know English is a professional language, but still if you could talk both in English and Hindi. Over to you, Gadre sir.
Okay. As far as pharmacy profession in India and abroad is concerned, let me talk about pharmacy profession in India is concerned, specifically from an industrial point of view. In industry, I have come across only India where there is a terminology called as expert staff, and the definition of expert staff is given in a specific Drugs and Cosmetic Act. Whereas the biggest difference I have noticed in US is that there is no specific definition as far as expert staff is concerned, and no specific qualifications are also mentioned, wherein in India hardly there will be any company where R&D is headed by a mechanical engineer, whereas in US there are several companies where R&D is headed by an engineer. Now this engineer has per se no background from the pharmacy profession is concerned, but his expertise are based on managing the technology rather than creating the technology. This is basically from the industrial perspective point of view. In US specifically, a biggest profession is the pharmacist working in the pharmacies. And in US, the so-called retail pharmacists are paid much handsomely in comparison to what pharmacists at our drugstores or in pharmacies are paid for. So whenever anybody from India during 70s used to go there, they will have two ways of making their career. Most of the people went into industry, whereas there are some of my friends who went into retail pharmacy and they are more successful than even the people who went into industrial pharmacy. So specifically from India and US is concerned, in US, pharmacy profession, a pharmacist means a pharmacist who is working in pharmacy. Because in industry, a pharmacist is not necessarily responsible for the heading the pharmacy. Whereas in case of pharmaceutical, no, retail pharmacy, yes, a pharmacist is a must and they are paid far more handsomely. Then let's go to the Eastern European country. In Eastern European countries, specifically the erstwhile Yugoslavian countries, their chemist and pharmacist, they were considered as two sides of the same coin. During earlier days, even in India, the pharmacy profession was also related to the profession or the professionals who were chemists in their nature. That is, they are graduates and postgraduates in chemistry. But they were also employed initially in the as pharmacists to look after the pharmaceutical businesses. Slowly now the changes are taking place and these changes are far more rapid and compulsory in Eastern European countries as to other than pharmacies, nobody is allowed to have profession of pharmacy both in industry as well as in the retail pharmacy. So these are the minor differences which I am noticing, except the terminology of expert staff as far as our Indian pharmacy or Indian pharmaceutical industry is concerned.
Thank you so much, sir. It was really very enthusiastic to understand such a comparative difference in abroad and Indian pharmacy profession. It was really very learning for us. Next question we have for Sri Satish Rajkundawar, sir. Tell something about your life journey from executive to top management.
I would say that basically I adopted the practice of learner. I mean, though I was a plant manager and various levels I have surpassed. Basically, I was a learner. Many things I have developed myself, and like spray granulator and fluid bed dryers. All those things have been developed by me sincerely, and therefore my learning has improved. Therefore, my expertise has also become very, very good in the problem solving areas and productivity areas. I mean, there are many examples what I can quote. As you have asked Dr. Saraf the question, what is going to happen about ethics of the profession? So some question, I must say that there is one company, NQ Ethicals in Goa. They were manufacturing ointments and creams for us. We wanted to make a shampoo with them, but the drug laws never permit that where the drugs are manufactured, you cannot manufacture the cosmetics there. But then I debated with them, and in the sense that I sort of challenged the drug commissioner there, Srivastava, saying that why can't we manufacture the cosmetics? Then I said I will take it up with the Drug Controller General of India and please permit us, because we will have the same quality standards, because the pH was the most important thing which was to be maintained into the product. So with that intention, when I said that, then he was shaken up, the drug commissioner in FDA. He said, no, I will take it up with the DCGI and we will come back to you in very near future. And the meeting was scheduled about 15 days after that. But then after 1 month, they came back. Then he said that, okay, we will permit shampoo making into the same facility where drugs are manufactured. So such sort of a, as he was take a time to think about it, and rationality, ethics has to be understood, and then take it further. One more question is that when we were putting up a plant for Goa for manufacturing the tablets, the excise permission was to get exhausted, was to get over in 6 months' time. But our plant was not ready by that time. So we decided to manufacture granule at one place and take it for the compression at that place. With the result that we succeeded in doing that, and the part permission is also not possible. But we could get the part permission saying that granules will be manufactured at some other company on loan license basis and will be brought here for the compression, and we could get the excise benefit out of it. So basically you have to be a learner and adopt everything whatsoever you learn, and you try to match that with your experience and with many opportunities what you get in the factory. Recently my consultancy job is with Elysium Pharma. They had a formulation problem with paracetamol and something else was there. So it was soft gelatin capsule manufacturing plant. So the paracetamol was turning into the precipitation, soft gelatin capsules. We resolved it by adding some excipients, and this is how you have to be learner, and you have to be very adopt the technology whatsoever you learn from this thing. This is my submission to all the people rather than going for the shortcuts.
Thank you so much, sir. A message from you that we are always a learner. Definitely, all the students will receive it. Next question we have for Shri Agrawal sir again. Why pharma industries are not thinking of adopting pharmacy institutes under corporate social responsibility to provide quality education?
Yes, sir.
We are adopted. Look, pharmacy colleges, pharmacy institutes are the private colleges and the institutes, maybe under trust. So it will not match with the industrial requirement other than academia in industry tie-ups for the research and for further taking up. For me, it is like what we are doing with our department, UDPS, University Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences, where we learn, we graduated from there in the pharmacy, and as alumni, we are trying to do best whatever we can do. Phase 1 is completed there. This also we learned from USA, wherein all alumni, even IIT Mumbai, now quite a few institutes we learn and we study, we read in the paper that alumni are doing something great for their own institutes. So adopting the pharmacy college by industry, because that would become the part of that industry itself. So probably it is good that they are independent institutes, but for those who are alumni, they do the best, because whenever we are going out of that institute, we have learned from that institute. Whatever we are today, we are because of that institute. So we owe, lifelong we owe to that institute. And there, that is where we should do best. So that may be a company, that may be individual. And we are setting up one good example with our own UDPS Nagpur, one of the best auditoriums in the entire area rather, which has been there. Now phase 2 is coming up to overall do the modification of the department. Partly it has been done. And so also trying to do some industry academic tie-ups over there for the research purposes, for further improvements into the department. So in fact, if somebody has another opinion for that.
No, CSR may not be recognized under CSR.
CSR is recognized provided their activities are matching in that particular provision. But I don't think the institutes, pharmacy institutes should run on the CSR. Rather, because that's a knowledge base. Our institutes, pharmacy institutes are on knowledge. It's a bank of knowledge. So rather that should be a tie-up. They earn a lot. They earn a lot with a tie-up with the industry, because industry will be too happy to get tied up for any research and whatever work they want to do. There is a talent over there. Their talent from right from graduation to post-graduation to the PhDs over there, and different type of research going on there. So that would be more rather possible, which is happening there, than CSR funds.
Dr. Umegar, if I may add to this,
Yes,
because these requests come most often to me in Nagpur.
Yes.
Because there are 12 colleges. See, the philosophically also, actually an institute gets enriched when it is not overly influenced by one industry. You should have alumni going to many different industries, so that a lot of opportunities are available then for the fresh alumni coming out to use their network and get good openings. That's number one. Number two, if you see, the purpose of both the places are different. The purpose of an educational institute is to provide the best possible employee talent to the industry. The industry actually is there to make a profit. Unless we do something like UDPS, we are helping our college to upgrade some infrastructure, but it's a bad idea to interfere with the teaching, because there is another thing. An industry looks from quarter to quarter, their balance sheet.
Right.
So their research is also targeted over 1 or 2 years or 3 years, and there is some involvement of payback, return on investment. In pharma business, as we all know, original work and original research can only flourish if there is a vision of 6 or 7 years and there is no accountability on the budget. So it's a good idea for any country to have both coexisting, because there are a lot of basic innovation and basic research for which budget should not be a constraint or time should not be a constraint. And that only an independent academic institution, that part of it, an independent academic institution can only fulfill. If we see the success in things like CRISPR technology, biotechnology, this has come from 20 or 30 years of research in places like Stanford, Rutgers. So I think both should run. There are this basic research, the RNA technology in Oxford, for example. So that should run. And then there is, because of which we now have the Covishield vaccine. So that's a 12 or 13 years of work where the government spent a lot of money. But then there is a collaboration with AstraZeneca, where AstraZeneca is looking at quarter to quarter profit. So they tied up with Serum Institute. And if AstraZeneca were to own Oxford, I don't think they would have continued with the project. So it's a good example of how both should coexist, and there should not be an over-influence of one over the other. Academic institutions have a full right to expect and demand, and I say demand because I think the panelists here, including Purushottam Bhaiya, we are all on one, Pradeep Bhaiya, we are all on some panel where we say that because we were part of the product that came out of the institution, it is our actually duty as members of our society to help you build and strengthen your infrastructure. Also help in small research projects and collaborations. But if we start having undue influence over the academic institutions, then I think in the end the country will suffer.
I would like to intervene here, sir. Actually, because I take care of placement, I would like to request all the panelists, and I would like to inform that since last 2 years, AICT has made it mandatory for us to have MOU. And we are very happy to share that we have more than 11 MOUs with the company, and our students have been going for internship training. But even I was there for discussion with AICT when they had invited this training and placement officers at Delhi. So I had asked them a question like, I know that industry, they are not like very friendly when it comes to MOU. Like they will be helping without MOU, but MOU nobody likes to sign. But then I told them that it is a bit difficult to convince. And another thing in signing an MOU is like it's not a selfish motto from the college side also, because every day, every year our students keeps on changing, and even from NAC, NBA, and there are so many bodies governing us nowadays. We are so confused, like rather than taking classes, sometimes I have to run behind the company and request for an MOU or for internship. So what would you like to suggest on this, like how should we approach, and what are the limitations from company side? One more thing, I have a query, because sometimes we have good relationships with the HR or other technical experts, but in the corporate this is a like a fashion that they leave the company once they get a good package, then they skip the company. So if some HR manager is resigning from some company, I am really I get nervous, because oh, now I have to establish new relationship. And when it comes to people like you who are MD and the owners of company, we cannot come for this small work to you. So what I feel ki sui ka kaam sui karti and talwar ka kaam. So I can't come to say ask Agrawal sir or Daud sir ki sir please help me. So how can there, when it comes to program like this, seminars, conferences, we have always been getting the help. What people in when we were student, placement was not the main motto, but nowadays students, they feel that everything is very easy. So because students are also present here, so I would just like to have some guidance from you, and a few lines which could motivate people like me to help the student and have the better linkages with industry. Thank you so much, sir.
So, I don't know. There are two questions in this, madam. And
Yes,
both
sir.
of them are very complex questions, isn't it? And at the same time, I don't know whom you are asking. If you are
No, I am asking
To all the
all of
panelists,
you, to all the panelists, because see,
let me
including
shortly try
Saraf
to
sir
answer
also.
something, and maybe the
sir, actually
I am
one
the
thing I would
junior
like to
most,
tell,
so
see,
I'll
look,
answer first.
sir, what I
Because
am telling, we are located in Kamptee. But if it would have been in Mumbai, it would have been different. I am very proud to say that though industries are in Mumbai or in anywhere in the country, we have good collaborations. But it's really sometimes difficult for me, because I work as an assistant professor also. So I have a lot of responsibilities. So I just want to know how to approach. And this is a mandate from AICT to have an MOU. I think it was not there in early days, but since last 2-3 years, it is mandatory. So
so
I just want,
see the madam, that's where these perversions in the policy come in. I am sure the AICT has mandated MOUs so that the academic institutions actually collaborate with industry, and your students are able to get a good experience, and industry is able to benefit from good research, long-term research. We don't want to spend too much money on that, long-term something or small bits of research. And we, in this way, we give an experience to the academic institutions and their students before they come into the marketplace for jobs. Now, unfortunately, and you can ask Dr. Umekar, I sign all your MOUs blindly. Why? Because I know that the intention is to actually comply with some conditions of AICT. Now, if somewhere you and the students, and it's not a reflection on Kamptee, it's a reflection, I'm just saying in general, this is how the climate has become, that there are MOUs and lot of things being signed with the Nagpur University also we have. But the purpose of these things should be to look at it as for example, that word collaboration is there. A collaboration is you actually make an agreement to achieve a purpose. Now, industry exists to make a profit. It exists, whatever research it is done with academics, if that research is honest and truthful and repeatable, then there is no reason why people will not sign an MOU with that industry. UTCT and Bombay College of Pharmacy, which Dr. Saraf headed, are a great example of that. See the number of consultancy projects the faculty has there. See the number of projects with these institutions keep getting. Guru Nanak College of Pharmacy keeps getting very good projects. I have seen, and your college as well, Varda. So if there is an honesty of purpose, and if you are collaborators and partners of the industry, so then, like Dr. Saraf said, there is some need to examine the dilemma where students have to pass in a certain time, but then the quality of work should be there, which is useful in the industry. Okay, and this will empower you, because once over a period of time it creates a reputation. You will get your MOUs, you will get your projects, and once your students pass out, they will get the job openings as well. I have personally hired people who have done very good work because of this MOU. If I have found some people who are honest and hardworking, however, whatever happened to the projects, sometimes they were not successful as well because you are short of time. I have hired those people. So there's a need to look at these MOUs from a different perspective on how much they can contribute to an industry's success. That's number one. Number two, I think there are many alumni you have who are in very senior positions, and the best way actually for people in your position is to be very connected with them and involve them in your infrastructure upgradation and all those things, and keep inviting them like you invited us today. But let me tell you, I think the five of us, we are from department, even Principal Umekar. So we are so committed to the department. उसमें 3-4 खून माफ भी रहते हैं. We find some misuse of equipment, we repair those things, and then we come forward. There are some people who come from Nagpur University, UDPS. There is some soft corner as well. So that connectivity is another thing. It's a long-term payoff, but it will pay off. But I think there should be less of this MOU thing, more of the alumni, UDCT and AICT, if they can, they should actually give you marks for this kind of connectivity. The collaboration and MOUs and productive works and the employment and other things actually take care of themselves once you are in that zone where you are thinking of this in terms of your contribution resulting in some kind of profitability or achievement for the industry with which you are working. I don't know how others view it. I mean, the panel knows more than me because all of them are more experienced than me. So you should listen to them as well.
Yes, sir.
Anwar, I think the term used there is a CSR and adopt the institute, whereas we are talking something different. If I'm not wrong, you're talking about the mandatory training which is there for the pharmacy student for 2 months during the third.
No, she is talking about the placement. They have a placement cell where they have campus recruitment and all those things. Besides the training,
I would like to intervene, sir. Actually, the question was different because we were, because we had to enter an MOU. Sir, we have been sending our students for internship. Like Agrawal sir is right. Like he is saying that under this criteria, one of the criteria for MOU is that company should engage the students of our college for internship program. One more problem with the internship program is that we have semester pattern now, and students, they don't get much time to go for internship. So, and they have increased the tenure of internship. So that was the another thing. But I have personally asked AICT that it is not possible to go for MOU. I mean, I can send my students for internship, but many a times because industry doesn't accept this kind of MOU. So I was asking, my question was like, companies are reluctant to have MOUs for internship and other things, and obviously placement, because I being in charge of it, and I being a teacher, I have a motto to get best placements for my students. So my
for the training or for employment?
Both the things, sir.
I think the training part is a pain
Campus
for everybody.
also, I would like to tell you, sir, that every year we have campus interviews of Alembic Pharmaceuticals. We don't have any official MOU. We have a collaboration with them. We have documents of that, but they have been conducting campuses. Every year they are conducting. So that's a great help for us. At least what I feel like, every student should get the opportunity. Then whether he gets selected or not, it's like up to him. And It was just a request. So I just wanted to hear your views about it. And I would like to, ask same question to Saraf sir also, because he's from academics. So he can explain my part, I think, in a better manner.
Okay, I think having heard all your feelings, I understand the problem that you face in terms of this MOU. See, basic point as is there that nobody would like to come forward and sign an MOU, where their commitments are there. So I can cite from my experience that the best way to deal with this is if our goals and objectives are in tune with industrial goals, then it becomes a win-win situation. I can tell you number of examples that I have experienced. I can tell you one example of Sun Pharmaceutical Advanced Research Center. You know that Sun Pharmaceutical Advanced Research Center came in our premises. Okay, so they had their requirement. Basically, Sun Pharmaceutical Advanced Research Center, which is now in Mumbai in Andheri, did not have space then, and they were wanting to immediately start. So and we also were interested to have establishment of a established research center in our premises with the objectives of our students having exposure to that. Two important points. Number one is that do we have a space? Yes, we have the space. Do we have the kind of understanding that we are going to utilize that? Yes, both ways. So we had a kind of agreement between Sun Pharmaceutical Advanced Research Center and our college. They actually had the establishment of the research center. Mind it went so well that they had a DSIR approval, and they had a link with the Curaçao plant in USA with the kind of a simple setup of giving the 5,000 square feet area in our premises. And we had at the same time very consciously and very carefully planned our MOU that the college will benefit not only in terms of basic profits in terms of whatever space we are giving, but a lot of hidden advantages. And today, I can boast that we went to a great extent in this employment, opportunities of link-ups and all those things. It eventually ended up in Me Too kind of a situations. Many such kind of establishments were there in the premises. They left after a course of 2-3 years, but we got this space developed. We got the facilities. We got something confidence in terms of going ahead with so many other things. I, as an institutional head, had tremendous challenge in terms of having excellence, having the quality kind of things, and government organization at the same time by my own support. My own support means my organization was a democratic unit of Indian Pharmaceutical Association. Association doesn't have their funds. They, as a matter of fact, bank on whatever that is generated by the college. So in a situation like this, I have a task. What the best? I don't want to compromise. And who's to do that? Who's to fund? Then I had to bank on the industry, but industry, what I'm going to give them? I should have my strengths. So I utilize my research strength of the faculty, of the research students, and we ventured into a kind of a setup wherein that becomes a activity which industry benefits and academics benefit. After course of development of that lab, they leave. I utilized that laboratory. I had so many of them, like Bhoyar, I had of late small pharmacology lab. I had vacated for them for 2 years. I used that space elsewhere. And then after 2 years, I got so very well developed that area that I could then next phase, the same lab, I have developed a cell culture laboratory of ultra modern facility with the government funding for instrumentation and setup like that. See, it becomes a chain reaction. One success with the other next, and everything without expecting a single pie. I can boast on that. Management support zero. As a matter of fact, we are proud, so proud that come on, we will give you the money because we were paying 40% of our share of profit to the organization or organizational development. See, basic point is organization, a academic institution has to be a continuous process of development. MOUs or any such thing, we can't anticipate the industry will come forward and sign a MOU. We have to identify what is the best for an academic organization to have a link so as to generate the interest of the industry for them. So that can be in varieties of areas. We have to identify our strengths, utilize that, and develop. I have so many excellent examples. I can say I don't want to boast like that. I did in Ireland. It is a whole collective effort. I was just a part of it. So basic point is that we started with several important milestones in that. For example, Pfizer. Pfizer approached me saying that, sir, we have a problem that we cannot train our graduates, I mean the industry people for clinical research. That is, I'm talking about 2000, when there was no concept of CROs, I mean the contract research organizations. And now in that scenario, I said, why not? We'll do it, but we need a total financial support as well as the proper ethical practices in terms of professionally dealing with it. So my own student was there that time he graduated. So he continued a link between us, and then they came to me. Now my ethical dilemma you are talking about. My ethical dilemma was the company said, okay, we will give you the money, but we want the name of Pfizer Global or Pfizer in your this institutional list. I said, sorry. I very honestly and humbly told him, today I am here in the organization, tomorrow I am not there, but Bombay College of Pharmacy name will be ever there. And that person's liked so much that here is a kind of point in that. So there is no need as such to have a kind of a name of that. So we gave a very kind of a simple kind of a situation. It is a Bombay College of Pharmacy, and we give the terminology as Academy of Clinical Excellence. It doesn't come in way of anybody. It is an Academy of Clinical Excellence by the organization Bombay College of Pharmacy. And Pfizer gave us 50 lakhs then. Can you imagine? Because we wanted to have the infrastructure of the best type. So even the walls which were there of acoustic type, we had the conference area so very nicely developed of ultra modern facility. We had our whole program which was absolutely industry based. No academic person in that. Totally industry monitored. Industry developed their syllabus, and we were the first to initiate with this Academy of Clinical Excellence. Now this area was something so need based in the country because so many clinical trials, professional people were not there, and whole dilemma with the medical colleges not operating in a successful manner, and that went very nicely. In fact, we were the pioneers in terms of few years, but then copy kind of a thing, and then people mushrooming separate area. Now, the point that I'm trying to talk about is that we developed a strong MOU with them. Where industry wanted, we succeeded, developed. So MOU basically, I would say that it can, in a simple organization, you may say that where can we find something like this? Where do we have the expertise? It can be as simple as a small area in the college you want to develop. You want to give them to the industry. Industry utilizes that, gives the funds to you. You continue excelling on that. I have used so many opportunities. I used to give the auditorium. Come on, give me the fees, I will give you that area. I used to give classrooms, I used to give so many things, ground, etc., and generate the funds. Everywhere. Simple things. I had even simple, research kind of a tools. I had so many of these projects which I had. Simple offers used to come to me. I mean, to name, I have 120 and 30 projects. But simple things I can tell you. People came, sir, I have the problem of test issues which are there in the population. Can I use your, students and the group, and then we can carry out that thing, and we will. I said, all right. We have proper project defined, research kind of a proposal, proper professional approach to that, a proper ethical committee should look into that, and then we will go in for that, give the funds for this, time-bound kind of a professional activity we will do. It went well. I mean, simple things are there. We should have absolute clarity in our mind of our strengths, our capabilities, and handling that professionally, and delivering that in a time-bound manner. If you have all these qualities, I can assure you that a college like Kishoritai Bhoyar College of Pharmacy can do wonders because they have established, they have those strengths, which I can imagine that they can take it forward. And in the current era, so many companies are coming forward to Vidarbha and other allied areas. So there are, don't beg for, appeal, don't beg. If government is insisting, you see the positive side of it. Don't go by अरे बाबा MOU लगता है or satisfying NBA or NAC or something like that. Don't go by that. See what is the best simple thing that you can do it and start working on that, and you will see that you don't have to go forward there. People will come to you. I can tell you, honestly, I tell you, I was poor, unfortunately. My weaknesses are there. I was not very vocal. I was not having the quality to, say this, I am doing this, I am doing that, which is required in the marketing kind of era that we live in. But I had my tremendous strength that people talk about the things. I'm not boasting. Mr. Deshpande is sitting here. The companies came to me way back in 1982. I was given the chance. 1992. Very next year, my boss, then principal of Dr. Tipnis, he told me that you are a professor, senior most professor, and we want you to see that come out with some kind of projects which should deliver. And the project that was given to me was toxicology center, because that time safety issues were a big concern. There were hardly any laboratories and CROs like that. I said, all right, but as an academician, I had a big challenge because to do a industry kind of a work and to have that facility, nothing was there in my hand. So immediate thing that I did, I need the two important facilities for toxicology research facility, at least bare minimum. Now, one, cell counter, second, auto analyzer. How to get that? I had to write a project. I had capabilities of that. I gave it to AICT. AICT very next year gave me that. I got basic facility. Then next, I want the industrial way of looking at it. As Agrawal ji said, I have a good network. So I said, I don't know how to deal with that. Imagine I had a tremendous strength of having my own boss, my research guide, Dr. M.B. Bhide, who had a Indian Institute of Toxicology, a best research center, CRO kind of a thing. But I can't ask my guide and tell him, sir, give me this. I have to generate that. Incidentally, there is a company, Gufic Laboratories, all. I had a medical, advisor of the company interacting with me, and I knew my strengths were there to establish link with him. I said, look, I know, but I want a professional way of dealing with it. He gave me the project report, none other than my own research guide, Dr. M.B. Bhide's report. So that gave me the clarity how to professionally deal with it, how to report, how to scientifically do it, and how to make sure that you are complying with the regulatory agency. Now, with all this strength, I established within a span of 1.5 years a total strength of dealing with so many MOUs for safety capability. Now, my mantra was very clear. We have to be honest. We can't give a false perception to anybody. An industry used to come to me and ask me, sir, are you having compliances with the regulatory? Are you approved center for that? I used to say, no, I don't have any approval. I am doing like this. This is my way. This is the approach. You meet the regulatory agencies, and if they comply with it, you tell me and give me in the writing. Tomorrow, I don't want complications of that. And believe me, that time Mr. Ramteke was the person who was into that, and he used to give that on the basis. Yes, Dr. Saraf, Bombay College of Pharmacy, acceptable. And I used to get this. This is the way I forward in terms of doing so many then projects and so many MOUs done arising out of absolutely win-win situation. And this likewise, in short, I don't want to take a lot of time. I have taken already. But to sum up, MOU, industry academy interactions, entrepreneurship, innovative kind of things, all fall in one particular bracket. Industry becomes the main thing in that driving force. But you must have an innovative idea to see to it that how you are establishing the link with the industry, having a feeling of satisfaction in that, and then only we succeed.
Yeah, so here I want to intervene. So this hot and exhaustive discussion actually I think has made worth this leadership talk. So at the outset, I want to welcome Mr. Ravleen Singh Khurana, expert, emperor of excipients at Nagpur. So welcome, sir, Ravleen sir. So technical team, can you unmute Ravleen sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We have requested him to unmute his side. Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Biani.
We were actually supposed to have a meeting at 12:30, so now everybody has entered here in the leadership summit.
I'm very happy that Kamptee College has organized such a nice leadership talk. Congratulations.
Yeah, Umekar sir, should we go ahead with the questions? What do you say?
Sir, I would like to thank Saraf sir and Daud sir for their guidance, and we are very grateful for their words of wisdom. So thank you so much, sir. You have solved all my queries. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Rashmi madam, we will go after Saraf sir and Anwar sir every now and then for help. Yeah, again.
Next question, please.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. Next question is for Deshpande sir. So can you share any two experience during your service as an authority of FDA where your leadership skills were found useful?
See, let me tell you, most of the career went in intelligence branch, as a drugs inspector, intelligence branch, as assistant commissioner, intelligence branch, and joint commissioner vigilance. I would say the leadership skill is the capability to identify skill in your team. So I was fortunate to have a very good team, and depending on their skills, I could assign investigation work to my team, and there could be a number of experiences where these leadership skills were challenged. Not only my leadership skill, but leadership skills of my team members. And intelligence branch work is more or less as a policing work, not regular pharmacy profession work. It's a policing work. You deal with criminals at times, and you need a lot of police support. I had a very good connectivity with the police. I can quote only one example at Yavatmal when I was holding charge of the post of assistant commissioner, and we had threats from the one association of food dealers, and I had a good connectivity with SP there right from beginning. See, as Dr. Saraf has said, everybody is saying that your connectivity is very important. You can't have help from higher ups or many other sources at the 11th hour. You need to develop those contacts. And that SP, I had a good relationship with him at a district place. And at my telephone calls, he provided me one inspector, 2 sub-inspectors, 10 constables, and a wireless van. And I could handle the situation. I was also fortunate to have my connectivity with drug control officers across the country. And at one time, one of my team member was stuck up at Delhi for investigation. I could contact the drug controller, Delhi administration, and he contacted the police there, and the help was rendered. So leadership is more of understanding the skills, capabilities of your team members, and having good connectivity. I was benefited by both. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. That will be of definitely great helps for students to decide whenever such kind of situations arise in their life. So next question will be shared by Madhura ma'am on the screen.
Just a second, Manish sir, just a second. So organizers and everybody, actually we have kept this talk till 12 noon. So as and when the leaders require to stop the meeting, they can tell us. Otherwise, it will go on. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
If we say to stop, it will be like they are old now.
No, sir.
I think the answer to
Manish,
this question
please
everybody
continue.
wants to know, including me.
No.
How to earn
Manish,
5
please
lakh
continue.
rupees in a month.
Okay, sir. Okay. Sir.
Manish, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
I have one question before you go to the next question. Was that MOU again? Because I am confused. MOU with the industry to have the internship which is required mandatorily to complete our graduation. Is it only that A, and B, is it a binding MOU?
Because no, sir, it is for research projects for the PG students and for the internship training.
And that is, there are two different things. Internship training.
Yeah, internship training is for graduation, right, and PG student research project.
So it is a non-binding MOU.
Yes.
It's not binding.
None of it is binding.
Sir, let me be straight. Sir, let me be straight.
My mind, if
let me be straight. Yeah.
In my mind,
it is required.
Dinesh's voice is cracking.
Voice is cracking.
MOU is required from AIC. Okay.
If it is me and in Ajanta Pharma, binding MOU for anything will not do it. If it is a non-binding, which is to help the institute, yes, probably for internship, it should be wide open. Even for the research purposes, the industry will welcome.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I don't think it will be binding because in my mind, myself.
There is one additional point which comes up. I have been receiving some calls from AICD in the last 2 years, where because most of these, Dr. Umekar is a friend, right? And so are most of the principals in Nagpur. So I have been signing to help out because उसके बिना उनको points नहीं मिलते NAC और उसमें. Now since the last 2 years, AICT has been asking us what is the work done as part of the MOU. So now that caution has to come in, and really some work has to go into the the output which is derived from that MOU. And this is a matter of caution also, that now there is a lot of due diligence, because that has been introduced at AICT and UGC level, because they are giving money, the government resources, and they are trying to make them accountable.
Okay.
For that reason, I suspect now not many institutes are coming, not many industries are also coming forward to sign those MOUs, which they were signing very easily. Even if they are non-binding, there is a difficulty in explaining what has been done with them.
It's more of an ethical rather than binding.
Yeah, it's a moral thing. If you've not done anything, why did you sign it? Or you say that they were not useful. So then it puts people like our friends who are in academics into trouble.
I'm telling more from the benefit of the students' point of view, which we also as alumni discuss in our department, that let the students go for internship. I'm talking about one part of it, and make it motivate them to go for the industrial training, because you said there are 1,000 students who are watching this program. It is my earnest request to the faculty, to the students, that they must have the industrial experience for that 2 months. Normal practices, even at our time, was like certificate le lo. But that don't help in your career. You may not go in the industry, but you have the exposure of the industry, which is very important. And I'm talking 50 years back, and today the industry is changed totally. It's absolutely changed. So having that particular experience and exposure, which we don't get in our institutes. Institutes is very different. There you meet the people, there you see the scale, there you see the actual thing happening in the different scale, which we do not think of it also. We can just read in the books. So if our faculties, even in this college, they make them motivated to go, and that sort of welcome would come in the industry for going for the training, that 2 months of training. And alumni should be the best asset for the institute to go for them. That is what all our alumni invited them, that let the students come there, let them have at least industrial tours. That is what we invited, that let them see what is the industry. A day or two tours Because normally we don't see the industries which are of larger scale or of that particular USFDA. We just read in the books. But unless you see that, unless the students see that industry small, large, so they would get their perspective to make the decisions to where they want to go. So if this part is there, I think industry is signing MOU and getting them for the training of 2 months or the industrial tour should be happening. Remaining part of the research, etc., is the industrial part. So might be the faculties and the industry can discuss separately. So this is what is my humble request to the students and to the faculty. Please take them to the industrial tour and then necessary that 2 months training in the industry, not only on the certificates. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I hope this is of great use to all the students and teachers of different states of India who are watching this program. Next, quite interesting question we have that when they will be working in the industry, they want to know that how can I earn 5 lakhs per month in pharma industry?
I think Dr. Anwar has answered this question. We want answers from everybody as to how can it be done. We ourselves would like to
I also want to know.
Yeah.
Just after passing, how you can earn 5 lakh rupees a month.
Yeah.
We started our career at 500 rupees a month.
Yeah, I was at 450.
See, simple thing, the answer to that question is, if you are going to earn 50 lakh rupee for an organization per month, then the organization will be willing to pay you 5 lakh rupees a month. So show it to your employer that you can earn 50 lakh rupees for them, and then they will be willing to give you 5 lakh rupees a month. Am I right, sir?
Yeah.
Perhaps you will get 5 lakhs rupees per month at the time of your retirement.
Yes.
I got 40,000 rupees per month when I retired as joint commissioner.
Manish next.
Don't go after that 5 lakhs rupees. Find out a place, find out a profession or a job which will give you one satisfaction, other reputation and name.
Money will follow.
Definitely, sir.
You will follow your objectives, passion, targets, and achievements.
Whatever I worked in regulatory agency for 33 years, it is paying me for last 15 years now. So the hard work will pay you. But if you expect 5 lakhs rupees in the first 15 years, 10 years, you have to become an MBA marketing, not in pharmaceutical industry.
That's also not to be.
And that also after 20 years, 10, 15 years.
But I very much appreciate this question. There is a passion into it. There is objective that I want to earn, and there will be the ways. You have the question, you will have to answer it and prepare the way forward for that. And not difficult, I am telling you. Not difficult. Properly plan it and target it and follow it. Don't be feared and be very fearless. Approach it. You will get it.
So I think in summary, all of us are, what they are saying is that if somebody wants to earn 5 lakh rupees a month, he has to think of whoever he is working for or working with, how he can create a situation and his own value where he is earning 50 lakh rupees a month for them, and they will share the 5 lakhs.
Right.
Exactly.
So you have to work on yourself, increase your capability, your competence, and all those things.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir. This is a very, I hope all the students have got how they have to go for it. Next question we have for Rajkundavar, sir. Do MPharm projects play any role in selecting department section in industry?
Yes, it definitely enlightens you on that particular subject. And I mean, it is not necessary that you should get an opening in that particular department. In case, I mean, to give you example, suppose if you have worked on tablets during your MPharm studies, and that doesn't mean that you should start a career in tablet department. It doesn't make much difference. The basic understanding of the subject is to be seen when you undertake any project. So it is the method, this defining the topic, then experimentation, then drawing the inference, then conclusion. These are the things what you learn during MPharm project selection. So it is not necessary that which department you want to make a study, which you want to make a career. It helps you with that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And that's a very clearing thing, because most of the students have this question at the end of their PG, whether they should approach the department, same department or not. So thank you so much for this, sir. Next question we have for Deshpande, sir. Pharmacy qualification should be made compulsory to perform job in pharma industry and marketing. Your opinion on its possibility?
As a pharmacist, I would like everywhere pharmacists to be in charge. But pharmaceutical industry needs experts in pharmaceutical sciences. You need engineers, you need postgraduate in science, you need biotechnologies, so on and so forth. So as a pharmacist, yes, I would like it to be mandatory that everywhere pharmacy should be there. But quality control, quality assurance, engineering department, there are many issues, research and development department. You need a multi-speciality kind of environment in pharmaceutical industry, not restricted to only pharmacists.
Thank you so much for your opinion, sir. This is a question open for all. As a leader of a group, which nature should we possess more, dominant or friendly? How do we as a leader encourage and motivate members of a group?
See, basically, you require both dominant and friendly depending on the situation. Whenever you will find people are getting demotivated, then you require basically a friendly approach to motivate them and bring up to a situation wherein you will be able to dominantly tell them or guide them how they will be able to perform or how they should be able to perform. So combination of both friendly and dominant will be required as far as the ultimate results are concerned. In industry, both the people have succeeded. Dominant people have also succeeded and friendly people have also succeeded. So there is no one formula as to only dominant succeeds or only friendly people succeed.
I think dominant and friendly, yes, Pradeep has already explained to it. But as a leader, if your subordinates, your team member knows that my leader is there to take a responsibility, even if I fail in my mission, in my project, the leader will take a responsibility. So if I have to give my example, in one of our case, we were carrying out a raid, and from morning to 5:30, 6:30, my people were working at the spot, carrying out a seizure. And at 6:30, my informant said, "Sir, the person sitting here who is claiming to be brother of Bhavesh is Bhavesh himself." So the documents were prepared as Bhavesh brother. The case must have failed, might have failed. I went onto the spot. By the time I reached the spot, that person claiming to be Bhavesh brother also ran off. So this was a time when my entire team was perturbed, disturbed. I took a responsibility. No, even if the government asks why your accused ran away, how you allowed it, will there be inquiry, I will take the blame, don't worry. And we succeeded in tracking down that person, arrested him, etc., etc. That's the history. But the crux of the issue is a leader should be prepared to take the responsibility of a crisis and manage that crisis without blaming their team member or subordinate officers. That will motivate the people to the great extent. In a government setup, you have to address, suppose I am an assistant commissioner, I am answerable to commissioner. If I expose my drug inspector to commissioner, my drug inspectors would not like to work. They should know, they should be confident that my immediate boss will be answerable and will be in a firing line if something goes wrong. That will motivate the team to a great extent.
Actually, I am reminded of a very good, in our 10th or 12th in our textbooks, there was one essay by G.K. Chesterton. There was one line I always remember: what you are is shouting so loudly that I cannot hear what you say. So a leader is actually has integrity. He leads by his example. He gives a lot of his honesty. He is trustworthy because of that to his assistants. And I think, although most of the people in front of you are very humble, about Deshpande sir, I know very well because all his assistants have been my classmates sometime or the other. And they all used to say, whatever happens, we know that he will bail us out. He is there behind us, and he might not be the most, they never talked about your competence, but they always talked about your capability, that he will take this to its conclusion. And we can trust him blindly, that he will not desert us, even if we make a mistake. So that you have to live that example. And it is not about being the most qualified person in your class. And that's why this thing about moral science, we actually, somebody spoke about it today. I think Dr. Saraf spoke about it. But if you remember when we started this UDPS, when we had our inaugural meeting also, that's one of the things, that integrity is such an important part. And if you ask me, it's not about just when you are a leader and leading somebody. It's about also, when you go and apply for a job, what you are saying. And believe me, today, most HR people are very qualified from the point of view of being, doing a very good psychoanalysis. And we have a lot of consultants. We do a lot of due diligence. We, just like you are being trained in giving interviews, there are people who are trained in taking interviews. So there are a lot of these body language cues and the verbal cues which people who go to interview, when they give their interviews, they give. The best thing and the simplest thing is to inculcate integrity, honesty. Think about these interviews and all these things, as a leader. And you have, there is no shortcut to it. We have to develop ourselves as people who are honest and have integrity and moral. And even though we might not be perfectly competent all the time, but we should be people who are fearless in facing difficulties, and nothing is very difficult. If we have a good network, if we have good mentors, I think everything is possible. And to get out of some situation, lying or cutting some corner is actually, it looks very attractive, but it's not the right. We have all learned that the hard way. If you ask me, all the people, including Ravleen, we have learned that no shortcut lasts. And the best way is to fight the thing head on, whatever life difficulties are there, whatever challenges you have. And that's what creates good leaders in the end. People that other people who follow in your footsteps will trust.
Thank you so much, sir. Next question we have for Deshpande, sir. A pharmacist, after so long decades of journey, not able to become integral part of healthcare system. In different terms.
Honestly, to answer this question, it is the collective failure of last 5-6 generations, including me. One of the major reasons I look at it as a failure that pharmacists is not recognized as an integrated part of healthcare system is perhaps our neglect of community pharmacy. We have allowed the profession of community pharmacy to land and controlled in the hands of traders, and community pharmacists' presence is not felt. But wherever the community pharmacies are working, for example, in Indian Pharmaceutical Association, there is a community pharmacy division, and Dr. Manjiri Garat has taken up a mission or project for tuberculosis. And she has done a lot of work. So not only her work is recognized, the government has realized what pharmacists can contribute. In 2009, we conducted a small project as to how pharmacists can make a difference to the healthcare of a consumer. And just 60-70 pharmacists taking part in that project it got a good response. So we have 5 lakhs community pharmacists in the country. If even 50,000 community pharmacists go directly to the consumer and show by their actions that they care for their healthcare, the government will recognize their efforts. Government today feels that the pharmacist in a hospital, he has become a storekeeper. In a community pharmacy setup, he has become a seller. And the industry, academician, regulatory, they are in their field. So their value is not felt. So the industry is manufacturing a quality medicine at a very affordable rate in India. But the consumer do not feel, consumers still feel that pharmaceutical industry is minting money. So that apart. But if pharmacist's role has to be recognized in healthcare system, it is for the community pharmacy sector to work very aggressively. And for all of us, all the associations of pharmacists will have to come together and chalk out a very long-term plan. I can only conclude by saying that once I was talking to health secretary on the same thing, and I expressed my anguish why we are not recognized in healthcare system. She said, "Where is your pharmacist?" Whenever there is pandemic or whenever there is a health crisis, say oil adulteration, and then very side effects on a large scale, where was your pharmacist? So unless we show our value in healthcare system, will not be recognized, and that needs to be corrected. It will take a lot of efforts from all facets of pharmacy profession. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. That was the pain of every pharmacist had, that about his image as a member of healthcare system. Next question we have for the student, because student-oriented question. Being a teacher, what changes? This is for Sarab sir. Being a teacher, what changes you have observed in the attitude and mindset among students in your journey?
Last question.
I think the time constraints are there. But to brief, earlier, I would say that the overall students' generations was quite devoted to the basic task of education in a very sincere mode. There was no other kind of a thought process in terms of acquiring the knowledge. What I see in the today's generation, that there is a change of the mindset. Perhaps there are reasons for that, because acquiring the knowledge, resources are plenty, and that is why the conventional approach of teaching learning process in the classroom has lost its charm. And perhaps I feel that this is unfortunately a bad sign in terms of the mindset of these students. But this is a fact. So if you see overall in all the organization, one of the challenges that teachers face is the attendance of the students. And all sorts of efforts are made to ensure the students attend. This is very unfortunate. If the student should have inherent desire to learn, and the attendance means to be in the classroom to understand what is the subject matter dealt with and make some efforts, leaving aside the good or bad part of that. So these are the changes which I am observing. This is what I want to say.
Thank you so much, sir. I hope, so can we take a few more questions, or as per your suggestion to all panelists?
Couple of more questions. You can select.
Okay, sir. Okay. Just
2 or 3 questions.
But yeah, should we postpone our the meeting we had planned for 12:30?
Yes, please.
So after this meeting, we can discuss with them for the next time. I'll just convey to them.
Okay.
The next question will be shared by ma'am. Next question to Deshpande sir. Like COVID vaccine, should regulatory bodies relax the norms for clinical trials of essential drugs in India?
No, certainly no. The COVID vaccine was a pandemic situation where it is a disaster management act will give you a lot of relaxation in a regulatory norms, but not in a regular, that will not be in the interest of a patient and a consumer.
That will be another disaster.
Yeah. That will be another disaster.
Yeah, could be. Even today, let us understand the clinical trial process. It goes through a lot of filters from animal trials, toxicology, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, so on and so forth. But the trial is say conducted on 1,000 patients, 2,000 patients, and then the safety efficacy is accepted or not accepted. But when the drug goes in market, then thousands of patients are consuming it, and the new side effects would be known. So then you must have read that the drug which was approved, which was considered to be safe, was required to be withdrawn because of its use on a large scale. The side effects were noticed. So this is with such a rigorous process. If you relax this process, certainly, as my friends are saying here, another disaster will happen. So we should not do that.
Thank you so much, sir. We will take last question, if possible, or probably more, if you permit. After completion of, for Gadre sir, I want to ask, after completion of MPharm, is it necessary to do MBA? I think they want to ask it for getting better entry into pharma industry. If yes, then what is the necessity?
Answer will be simple. It is not necessary to do MBA for getting into pharma industry. In fact, I will say that MBA immediately after doing BPharm or MPharm per se is waste, unless and until you will have sufficient experience and you will know what you are exactly going to do. Then only you should get into MBA. Otherwise, BPharm, MPharm is more than sufficient to get into pharma industry. And after having some experience, then it may be worthwhile even to do MBA in production management or in any other areas, even in marketing. But immediately after BPharm or MPharm, it is not necessary.
Thank you so much, sir. I apologize for the next question. And Maker sir.
Hello. Huh?
Sir, shall we stop here with the question answer sessions?
One last question. Eh?
Okay, sir. I'll request Madhura ma'am to please share.
Last question.
Yes, yes. Yeah. For Saraf sir again, how and to what extent NEP will affect pharmacy?
Well, national education policy has quite a well elaborated approach of education, and very reformative changes are there. So essentially, if you see the basic important drive in this, it is that our gross enrollment ratio, historically, if you see pre-independent era, it was some 7%. Today, around 26%. And that speaks volume that our graduates are not employable. And there is a, that means we are failing in the basic education, perspectives of education. So this is NEP. Now, as far as pharma education is concerned, definitely it will be affected. So whole policy will bend on self-reliant kind of approaches for the graduates. What does it mean? That means that employment or something like expectation of a job should not be the criteria of the education, or having 5 lakhs per month kind of a salary and things like that. This is not something unrealistic kind of a situation. So the problem of employment is a continuous, it will go on increasing. So government has felt that very clearly. And if I have to summarize, they have adopted in a way, according to my experience, a China model. What China, if you see that the growth and the development there, the whole approach is bent on the creativity or skill potentials of average citizens. What does it mean? That education need not be at the apex level of PhD, post-graduation, diploma, and all that kind of thing. Even a standard, something like a 7th standard or a standard person can do it. What does it mean? The whole approach of education is tailor-made to that. So there is a lot of emphasis on skill development. As far as pharmacy education is concerned, I would say that the potentials of entrepreneurship, the skill development, and the industry academy interactions, which are also already in the current perspective, it will take a positively strong hold on that in terms of any organization or institution. That means we will have to change our whole approach of looking at it. In fact, the other day in my own organization, when it came to the issues like entrepreneurship or skill development and they are having innovative things, I suggested to my teachers that let's put it the other way around. Let's give the sort of challenges thrown open to the students. Let the ideas come from them. And let us try to have, instead of talking entrepreneurship, sales, this, that, nothing happens. No talks can help. Let there be actual live kind of situations. Let the minds work in that direction. We should be facilitators, and the actual work should be driven from the students. So students' capabilities have to be improved. All 5 fingers are not alike. So that is a continuous problem. So expectation, excellence, and things like that is not going to work. We have to see that all 5 fingers have to be driven to their excellence. And this is only possible if our national educational policy missions are tailor-made in pharmacy education, and your thought process, in fact, should be immediately initiated to achieve those goals. So to sum up, yes, national education policy will obviously influence pharmacy education. We have to revamp the entire things. The statutory bodies, especially Pharmacy Council of India, have to have brainstorming for that, and whole diploma education, degree education, post-graduation has to be fine-tuned to meet this.
Thank you so much, sir, for guiding us on the NP. Now, these are the questions which we have got previously, and now I'll request Madhura ma'am to please see if there are any hand raises for the session.
Actually, we are in severe time constraint, and these were all questions that were collected from students on Google Form. So, Umekar sir, with your permission, if we could just take one question, and obviously with the dignitaries' permission, because this is a live interaction. So
only one suitable question.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank
Please
you,
go
sir.
ahead. Sir, permitted.
Thank you. So please, I would request the participants to raise hand if anybody wants to ask any question.
Actually, this is my problem. You can ask the same question, whatever has been asked once again. Nobody will laugh at you here.
Sir, we have some questions
We
in
are
the
all,
chat.
all of us are, below average people, and only by our work we have done something. So please ask anything. You can ask anything. You have the right. Don't worry about your teachers. They are watching you, and they will say something.
Sir, we have a raised hand from Jeet Agrawal. Jeet, you can unmute yourself.
Jeet, please unmute and ask. Fearlessly.
Good afternoon, sir, to one and all present here. Sir, my question to Sir Purushottam, sir. Sir, as you completed your graduation in 1972 and you directly got into business in 1973, so did you ever thought that you will have such a great expansion with small start? And with how much investment did you started your business?
Investment, I started with rupees 10,000 borrowed from outsiders that time. And no, I never thought of like where I'll be after so many years, not even after 3 years what I'll be there. It was to make a beginning, to enter into the business. The repacking unit, that was the repacking unit. And it just started in Aurangabad. And then it developed. 1979, we entered into the manufacturing. But we did something different. I'll quote you one example. I think I can get a couple of more minutes for explaining something.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Like something different. In 1979, when we entered into the manufacturing, launched Pinku gripe water. Because there is a limited scope in that repacking. It's like a trading. So get a less of the total turnover and the profits also entered into the manufacturing. That too in a gripe water. There we had a different pack and the brand name against Woodward's. That time Woodward was 100 years, now 140 years. They had the blue wrapper. And all our sales team said, sir, अपना नहीं चलने वाला है. क्योंकि Woodward's के जैसा ब्लू रैप बनाओ, Woodward के नाम के नीचे चलेगा, जितना होना उतना बेच दो आपको. Profit भी मिलेगा और turnover मिलेगा. We did not do that. We had our own brand. It was very different from Woodward's. And we succeeded into it. It took time. After 6 months, we saw that the product is not moving in the market. All sales people were like, हाँ, chemist ने ले लिया है, 10 bottle रखता है, 4 bottle रखता है. But then what? We took a decision which was like repacking को बंद कर दो. Representative को सिर्फ ये दे दो कि ये पिंकू ग्राइप वाटर बेचना है आपके पास. That was a fear amongst all कि अब तो अपना नौकरी गया क्योंकि पिंकू तो बिकता ही नहीं है. But when it started, we stopped repacking practically. That was only our bread earner. But in 1 month, 2 months went just like that. And 3rd month onwards, we saw that it is a onward sales because that was a survival even for the representatives. They started explaining, they started exhibiting the product, they started convincing on the counters of the representative. So, and in 1 year's time, it was like we exceeded the sales of our repacking what it was there. And in 3 to 4 years' time, we became the brand leader not only in Maharashtra, but also in Andhra and Karnataka. Point I am making it is for the students in particular, it is like earning 5 lakhs is not a target. It is like, are you doing something different? Yes, you can do it. Think something differently. And I am very happy. I appreciate him that he has thought something different. Maybe I have got 5 lakhs of rupees after my 10 years of time. But there is a thought process, there is a spark. How you can do it differently. Think it differently. Today's word, what I see is a disruption. Disruption is the name of the game. It's a buzzword today. Can you disrupt? Can you do same thing but differently? And you could succeed there. Definitely you can succeed there. So no, that time also I never thought that I will be at what will be Ajanta Pharma after so many years, even after 5 years. But we continuously started taking the different challenges, different routes, and one after the never given up that, okay, stop it, or galat kiya humne. We never regretted our decisions. Hope it's clear to Jeet.
Yes. Yes, sir. I think that must be it. So with this, we will be having the official vote of thanks followed by the college video. And to propose it, I request Dr. Rashmi Trivedi to please go ahead. Over to you, Trivedi ma'am.
Thank you, Madhura. I feel more than delighted and blessed to express heartful thanks, as gratitude is one of the best expression a person can give. I would like to thank all our star leaders for their valuable guidance, support, motivation, and answering all the questions meticulously. Shri Purushottam Ji Agrawal has inspired us to dream with open eyes to be successful. मैं बहुत छोटी हूँ ये कहने के लिए, but I really don't want to miss this opportunity to convey it to पुरुषोत्तम सर कि सर हम जब भी आपसे मिले हैं हमको यही लगा है कि आपका नाम आपके लिए परफेक्ट है. You are really पुरुषोत्तम. Sir, you live by your name. Your deeds and kind nature are evidence of it. Shri S.W. Deshpande sir has guided the students to become expertise in the field of their interest and have boosted. Shri Satish Rajkondawar sir has very well explained that chemistry, biotechnology, and vaccines have lot of scope in coming days. He has also guided very well on how to become a pharma consultant. Shri Pradeep Gadre sir has taught us with his own experience that success comes only after failure. He and Agrawal sir has motivated the students to contribute as an entrepreneur and contribute in nation building. Dr. M.N. Saraf has also motivated us with his words of wisdom, and he has helped students to understand what is the importance of self and values before going ahead. Daud sir was today's pleasant surprise. Thank you, sir, for your words of wisdom. On behalf of all the participants, I would like to thank you all for answering all the questions impeccably. We understand that time is the most precious of all. So we thank you all for spending your time treasure with us. We are grateful to our management, Shri Sadashirao Patil Shikshan Sanstha, for their trust and endless support. This leadership talk is a brainchild of our dynamic principal, Dr. Milind Umekar, Dr. Kamlesh Wadir, and Mrs. Kamla Chandak. So we are really thankful to them. We are thankful to Dr. Dinesh Biani, Dr. Renuka Das, Dr. Amol Tatore, Lohia sir, and all our staff who directly and indirectly contributed to the success of this leadership talk. We are very grateful to Mr. Yogesh Amgaonkar, Mr. Shrikant Bhute, Suankit Harne, Mr. Manish Aglave, and Ms. Madhura Dikshit for their flawless technical support and backup in making this webinar a successful one. Last but not least, I'm thankful to all the participants for their graceful presence. As I have mentioned today, there were 1,000 registrations for this leadership talk. Please forgive me if I have forgotten to mention someone's contribution. We'll end with a short video of college. Thanks a lot and have a good day. Thank you so much.
Srimati Kishoritai Bhoyar College of Pharmacy is located in central India at a place called Kamptee. It is a premium academic institute with UGC-approved research center, affiliated to RTM Nagpur University, Nagpur, with courses approved by AICTE and DTE. The college was established in the year 1997 by late Shri Yadavrao Bhoyar. He wanted to make this college to become a versatile source of knowledge, skills and attitude in pharmaceutical sciences for betterment of pharmacy professionals and also for the healthcare of society. His mission was to incept and promote the knowledge of pharmaceutical sciences through an integral process of innovative education, training and pioneering research. Proud to be SKVians.
Umekar sir, can we end the meeting?
Yes, yes, madam. Once again, thank you to all the stalwarts. Thank you, Agrawal sir. Thank you, Deshpande sir. Thank you, Saraf sir, Gadre sir, and Rajkundar sir. Thank you, Anwar bhai, Raulin sir.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.